round of applause. Yeah, standing ovation. Ooh, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You look so dumb right now, standing outside my house, trying to apologize. You're so ugly when you cry. Please, just cut it out. And don't tell me you're sorry, 'cause you're not. And baby, when I know you're only sorry you got caught, but you put on quite a show, really had me going. But now it's time to go, curtains finally closing. That was quite a show, very entertaining, but it's over now. But it's over now. Go on and take a bow. Oh, grab your clothes and get gone. You better hurry up before the sprinklers come on. Talking about, girl, I love you, you're the one. This just looks like a rerun. Please, what else is on? And don't tell me you're sorry, 'cause you're not. Baby, when I know you're only sorry you got caught, but you put on quite a show, really had me going. But now it's time to go, curtains finally closing. That was quite a show, very entertaining, but it's over now. Go on and take a bow. Oh, and the award for the best life goes to you, for making me believe that you could be faithful to me. Let's hear your speech out. How about a round of applause? A standing ovation, but you put on quite a show, really had me going. Now it's time to go, curtains finally closing. That was quite a show, very entertaining, but it's over now. But it's over now. Come here, rude boy, boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, baby, yeah, take it, yeah, yeah. Come here, rude boy, boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, baby, yeah, take it, yeah, yeah. Tonight I'ma let you be the captain. Tonight I'ma let you do your thing, yeah. Tonight I'ma let you be a rider. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, babe. Tonight I'ma let it be fire. Tonight I'ma let you take me higher. Tonight, baby, we could get it on, yeah. We could get it on, yeah. Do you like it, boy? I want what you want. Give it to me, baby, like boom, boom, boom. What I want is what you want, nah, nah. Come here, rude boy, boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, baby, yeah, take it, yeah, yeah. Come here, rude boy, boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, baby, do it how I wanna. If you got it, I need it, and I'ma put it down. Fuck the love, I'ma give it to you stronger. Heads up, we gon' go a little longer. Tonight, I'ma get a little crazy, baby. Like it, boy, I want what you want. Give it to me, baby, like boom, boom, boom. What I want is what you want. Nah, nah. Come here, rude boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, take it, yeah. Come here, rude boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, take it, yeah. I like the way you touch me there. I like the way you pull my hair, baby. If I don't feel it, I ain't faking, no. I like when you tell me kiss me there. I like when you tell me move it there. So get it up, time to get it up. You say you want rude boy, show me what you got now. Come here right now. Take it, baby, take it, love me. Come here, rude boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, take it, love me. Come here, rude boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, take it, love me. Oh, nah, nah, what's my name? 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 What's my name? What's my name?
Yeah, I heard you good with them soft lips. Yeah, you know word of mouth. The square root of 69 is 8 something, right? Cause I've been trying to work it out. Good white wine. I come alive in the nighttime. Yeah, okay, away we go. Only thing we have on is the radio. Oh, let it play. Say you gotta leave, but I know you wanna stay. You just waiting on the traffic jam to finish, girl. The things that we can do in 20 minutes, girl. Say my name, wear it out. It's getting hot, crack a window, air it out. I can get you through a mighty long day. Soon as you go, the text that I write is gonna say,
oh, nah, nah, what's my name? Oh, nah, nah, what's my name? Oh, nah, nah, what's my name? What's my name? What's my name? Not everybody knows how to work my body, knows how to make me want it. But boy, you stay up on it. You got the something that keeps me so off balance. Baby, you're a challenge. Let's explore your talent. Hey boy, I really wanna see if you can go downtown with a girl like me. Hey boy, I really wanna be with you, cause you're just my type. Oh na 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 na. Need a one to take it over. Looking for.
I'm still getting my morning voice ready, but and I will be talking quite a bit here in a minute before I go have lunch and have some Italian food. Girl, good morning. This is my morning voice. This is what I look like in the morning. This is what you wake up to in the morning after meeting me at the bar, and you're like, I want to fuck her. And I'm like, all right. And then I take you to my house, and I wake up in the morning next to you, and this is what I look like in the morning. Just rolling out of bed. And this is what I sound like in the morning after screaming all night in people's ears over loudspeakers. So you're getting the full, like, you just woke up. I woke up like this. I woke up like this. The only thing I've done this morning to alter my appearance in any way is throw on clothes. Because, girl, we don't sleep with clothes on around here. Who sleeps in pajamas? Not us. Okay? But other than that, I'm just giving you the full effect of waking up with me in the morning after a one night stand. in essence, very ritualistic. And good morning to BK. I'm so excited to talk to him. I'm so excited to tell him things. I am. But first things first, I'm the realist. No, I'm just kidding. The point is, in ritual form, in very ritualistic form, what I did last night through live stream was getting you the vibe of what it was like to be Chance at my house the night he fucked me. You know, that was the whole vibe. And then you wake up in the morning and very, very early, like real early. Earlier as the earliest as possible to hurry and get the fuck out of there. And then you take a good walk in the morning. You know, I woke up this morning and I felt great. Number one, I have to start there. I'm going to vibe a little bit more to some music, but I do want to say that I woke up this morning and I felt relief that I was waking up in my bed without a person next to me that doesn't love me. That was a big deal for me. Especially since last night was when I saw Mr. One Night Stand. So it was, you know, that was full frontal in my face, like here to remind you. We'll get into that. I do have a lot I want to say about one night stand energy and just what I've really realized about a lot of things. You know, my feelings, why I felt the way I felt over the last few weeks, etc. And just sexual energy, just delve into all of that because it's a real thing. But the point is, before I delve into that, I want to just say that I woke up this morning happy to be alive. And I did genuinely feel happy most of the evening last night. There was a few lapses of disgust, of course. It's natural when you see the dude who stuck his dick in you. I'll get to that part. I'll get to the whole scope of like why he disgusts me. I see now. I fully see why he disgusts me. It's not just one thing, but it's fine. You have to allow yourself to be disgusted so you can never do that again. It's definitely a necessity. It is. But I woke up this morning. I felt good. I felt relieved, and I slept great on my Japanese futon mattress. It makes you sleep well. I'm not somebody who stays in bed a lot. In fact, I don't believe in lying around in bed all day, and I don't. The way I sleep forces me to get up in the morning. It forces me to not just lounge around in a giant pillow. So I'm mostly up during the day, and when it's time to go lay down, I then go lay down. I don't like being in bed all day. I'm very Japanese in that way. It's giving Buddhist monk. Buddhist warrior monk. Some people don't have the discipline to do a lot of things, but they're able to be disciplined to do a lot of other things, but they really don't have any discipline. And that also is what I realized about Mr. Chance, Mr. One Night Stand. I will be referring to him by name today. I've just decided I will, because there is a lesson to be learned there also, and I have learned it thanks to him making an appearance last night. So I was able to fully absorb and observe overall the situation of his energy and realize quite a few things in regards to myself. Now, overall, I would never be giving a fuck about what he does had he not fucked me. So clearly, I mean, the fucks given are totally wrapped up into the phenomena of the person being at my house and that affecting me. If he had never been over here, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about him because he wouldn't exist to me. But you can't change that. And I have been affected by his energy. I'm not going to lie. I have been. So that's why I'm talking about him today. Mature people things. Grown. I really feel grown right now. That is one thing that I do feel. I'm just like, oh, it feels good to be grown. It feels good to be 35. It feels good to have aged pussy. It does. I would not trade my pussy for a younger pussy at all. I feel bad for these young hoes. The idea is it's great to be young, and for all of the reasons that people say being young is great, and people who get older are still chasing their youth and wanting to be young again. I'm so thankful that I'm not 22 and 23 anymore. So grateful. I'm so grateful I'm not in my fucking 20s. So just wanted to get that out of the way. But we feel good this morning, all things considered. Considering that Friday night was volatile as fuck, considering we had 4 hours of sleep since Friday night. And considering, a lot of things, I feel fucking great. So just wanted to say that. And then I'm going to get into what today's about for me. So I'm just going to keep listening to music. Let me throw on this song. I met somebody who was a Megan Thee Stallion fan last night. And me and her had quite a bit of conversation along with her friend. And I got to learn about how they use dudes and how they enjoy one-night stands and just use dudes for sex. And they were talking about the proper way to suck dick and just a whole educational course at the bar. And one of the females is married with 2 kids. She doesn't look older than 30, but she is 31. But she does have the worn out look. Somebody who's just been sexually ran through. There's a certain aging effect that has on you. It's not about wrinkles. It's not about that. It's the age. The agedness comes from being ran through and your spirit and your soul being destroyed. There's a decay that happens, and there's an aura. So you look older. You feel, it's like false age. It's not like natural aging. Like there's not a deterioration of your soul naturally when you age. It's just the shell. It's not going to stay exactly the same. There's a natural deterioration of your body. It's going to happen. Are you supposed to be walking around in full physical decay like as you age? No. But there is a natural physical decay. That's part of nature. But your soul shouldn't be decayed, So there is an aging effect that a decayed soul has. Oh, yes, on the screen. I just realized I forgot I had that on there. I think that's funny. It's LSU season, by the way. Try to make it make sense. It's Go Tigers, GEAUX, Go Tigers season. Having spent so much time in Louisiana, I'm an LSU fan before I'm a fucking Georgia fan, and it's nearing the worst season that is. I hate this season because it's football season, and I'm not a football fan. But certain interesting things happen during football season. But I personally don't give a shit. But anyways, going to this song, I'm just going to play this song because I do feel that today a lot of Plan Bs and abortions are going to be needed after last night. It's definitely today. What's in the air is last night was a massive orgy. I do have to say that for the fucking record. I mean, I'm going to mark this down on my calendar. I'm for real going to make sure I notate this past weekend, either on my body. these people, can y'all just take a break on a Sunday, girl? Mowing the damn grass. The dew hasn't even dried. Can you chill? The dew has not even dried on the grass and you already start mowing. It is Sunday. It is literally not even 10 o'clock in the morning and you're already, these people obsessively mow around here. Like they're obsessive compulsive about, it's just chill out. Like, my grass will get mowed. People start tripping when they see the long seed, the seed shit. I'm like, it'll get mowed, boo. It's fine. I have to use a real mower. Okay. Just chill, bro. I can mow at my leisure because I don't have to use gas. Anytime I feel like mowing the grass, I just can push the little thing around. It's not that serious, bro. People are, and then also if you over mow your grass, you literally destroy the essence of the earth. I mean, seriously, I'm really not into it, but I follow the rules. Can you let some things grow a little bit? Hack it down. Anyways, today's definitely, I felt it when I woke up, and I didn't even have a one night stand. I was just in the environment where everyone was going to have a one night stand. Or maybe a multiple person one night stand, because a one night stand does not simply mean a one person one night stand. The one is not for the one person. It can be many people you had sex with. And some people had sex with multiple females last night. Some people had sex with multiple dudes last night. Some people swang and swang, then they swang and they swang last night. But overall, last night, and I noted for the record books, everyone decided at the same time that last night was the night. I have been going out every weekend for months, and I have not seen it that packed with so many new faces ever. What does that mean? That means that some energy was at play yesterday that caused everybody to decide at the same time to go do the same thing. Pay attention. Just pay attention. And I am. That's why I'm sitting here chilling on a Sunday. It was definitely a stampede of energy. So that means that something shifted in the collective between Friday evening and Saturday afternoon. And then everyone decided for the first, it's been months building to last night. So something definitely was collectively decided last night. And today, a lot of people are going to be regretting what they did last night. That's what I'm really saying. Let me rewind, okay? The last time I've seen a crowd that packed for real is the last time I saw Chance at that bar, which was about, 2 months ago? I would know this based off my period, because I was on my period when Chance fucked me. Can you imagine? So I've had 2 periods since then, and I'm just getting off of it. It's a little clock, girl, for a reason. And having been going out every weekend and seeing mostly the same old, seeing honestly not that many people. It's been pretty dead, like just dead energy, like not that many people. And if the people are out, it's like the same old people. There's definitely something that happened and people needed that release. And because they're not going about their feelings the healthy way, they all needed to just bust a massive nut last night. And people make really bad sexual decisions and they will regret them. It's not a casual thing. That's why I talk about it. It's not a casual thing to just fuck somebody. And people need their release. And if you're using sex as your ultimate release, you're living a very dangerous little lifestyle. And it's not casual. There's no such thing as casual sex. There's nothing casual about it. So the irony is, last night I went home, quote unquote, alone because I didn't have a male sex partner with me because Okama's not my sex partner. But I didn't go home alone because we walked home together as best friends. And of course, I have Kitty. I didn't go home alone. But I didn't have a male partner last night when everyone was out getting, quote, booed up and going home with people. So there's a certain you feel left out vibe when you don't have a one-night stand to go home with. Girl, I'm happy I went home by myself. So plan B, energies in the air. Plan B, the abortion pill. And abortion's in the air this morning. And then also what's in the air is, what the fuck did I do last night for real? So let's listen to the hoe's favorite song.
Fuck you think you talking to, nigga? Fuck me, nah, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Dear fuck, nigga. Still can't believe I used to fuck with you. Poppin' playing bees, cause I ain't playing to be stuck with you. Damn, I see you still kick it with them op bitches. I'm the only reason that your goofy ass got bitches. All them hoes wanna look like me. Bitch, most likely. Only fucking you just to spite me. But you don't get it twisted, I ain't tripping. I never put my faith in a nigga, bitch. I'ma die independent. If you was wondering, yeah, boy, I'm still that bitch. I had to block you, but you still gotta watch this shit. Cause who the fuck rockin' like me? No bra, tight tee, slick back, ponytail, feeling like I'm iced tea. You know I suck it good, real hood, real wake up. You know her head weak if she ain't fucking up her makeup. Damn, I can't believe I used to let you fuck me. I'd rather be in jail before broke. Hey, ladies, love yourself, cause this shit could get ugly. That's why as fuck niggas get money. And I don't give a fuck if that nigga leave tonight, because nigga, that dick don't run me. You better get on your knees and eat this pussy right before I have another nigga do it for me. Because dick don't run me, I run dick, nigga. Ay, you's a bitch. Ay, Mugler suit in my meeting. Why you steak when I'm eating? Making so much money, this nigga dumb if he cheating. Bitches watching and hating, put that shit in their faces. I buy the whole building and keep them hoes in their places. He submerged in it like a baptism. He hit this water, then he coming back a real nigga. How you want a bitch, but don't wanna work? How you want a bitch that you don't deserve? I should've listened to my first mind and told your ass no the first time. Tried to spare this nigga feelings, now he think he hurting mine. And I be at work while you sleep. My pussy is the most expensive meal you'll ever eat. Fuck you, still can't believe I used to trust you. The only accolade you ever made is that I fucked you a bitch. If you get the chance, I bet you snitch. You'll never get a chance to tell me come and pack my shit. Ladies, love yourself, cause this shit could get ugly. That's why as fuck niggas get money. And I don't give a fuck if that nigga leave tonight, because nigga, that dick don't run me. You better get on your knees and eat this pussy right before I have another nigga do it for me. Because dick don't run me, I run dick, nigga. Yeah, you's a bitch.
I feel nothing when I hear that song, but the hoes get going when they hear that song. Let me go over the lyrics one more time. Honestly, it doesn't matter because we'll just call it the chance. The chance doesn't care. It's just something to be explored. I'm just chewing on it because I don't feel bad that I'm not a hoe. I'm going to take my time on this because it's a cultural thing. It is. It's a peer pressure thing. Like if you're not a hoe, you're lame or something. Dear fuck nigga, still cannot believe I used to fuck with ya. Poppin' plan Bs because I ain't planned to be stuck with ya. Damn, I see you still kick it with them. Now, to me, the most prolific part of this song when I first heard it was the fact that the second line in this song is poppin' plan Bs. I have never in my life ever heard a female in my life brag about popping Plan Bs. That is like that is like bragging about having an abortion, because Plan B is the abortion pill. So these females out here, I mean, the female that I met last night who was a part of a group of females who were open, like just open with the we just fuck dudes, like we don't want relationships. Like one of them would be considered to be relatively rather attractive. Long, kind of honey brown hair, pretty green eyes, tan, nice body. I mean, that's what dudes would say. She's got a nice, she works out at my gym and she's always asking me to come sit with her at this point. So that's why I sat with them. And I was just like hanging out with the hoes per usual, just not being, and they were telling me all about the shit that they do, showing me the bruises on their arms from getting too freaky in the bedroom and complaining about the dicks they've sucked. And then one dude walked up to one of the female that was the open, I suck dick and I'm good at sucking dick. And she's the female, her friend that was sitting next to me. I don't remember her name. Let's just call her Jill. Jill was saying because it's the one we'll call the pretty female Jessica. It's not a real name. Names have been changed to preserve the dignity of these hoes. Honestly, I forgot their names. Oh no, I just remembered, but it doesn't matter. You don't know her. I've been seeing her at the gym, and then I saw her at the bar, and then every time she comes into the bar, she says hello to me. And tonight, for the first time, I sat with them and actually talked with them because they invited me over, because this dude was like literally falling all over me. It's a whole thing. I mean, it was a whole thing last night. Oh God, it was a whole thing. Whole thing. So Jessica, she's considered to be the prettier female, and she hangs out with her friend who's considered to be the not prettier female, and the not prettier female was telling me, yeah, Jessica, the prettier female, teaches me how to suck dick. I've never heard that in my life. There's a lot of things I've never seen. I ain't never seen an elephant fly like Disney Channel shit. And I've never heard that before, I've never had a female tell me that her friend, her best friend, teaches her how to suck dick. You know who taught me to suck dick? Me. I taught myself how to suck dick. I didn't have a bestie who taught me how to suck dick. And these are people in their 30s. 30-year-olds telling me, yeah, my 30-year-old bestie is currently still teaching me how to suck dick and giving me dick sucking advice. And she was low-key shit-talking her friend, because her friend, she told me this when her best friend walked away, and she was rolling her eyes. She's like, yeah, my friend, she's always going on and on about how good she sucks dick, and she sucks all these dudes' dicks. And this one dude apparently walked up to her friend, her name, I'll call her Jessica, the prettier one, who apparently works at a nice establishment in this area during the week. I don't care, girl. And this dude walks up to her and was mad, and he was like, what the fuck? And then I come to find, I'm just at the bar minding my own business. They just let me sit beside them to get away from the dude who was literally taking over all of my personal space. Like, he was just so like, I was like falling out of my chair, and they're like, come over here. Right. And I'm like, thanks. Saved by the hoe. I learn so much when I go out. I really do. It's like, wow, like, okay. Just because I've never experienced that. Like, I knew how to suck dick. Like, I mean, you just learn how to suck dick, It's not that big of a deal. It shouldn't be your only goal. Like, if that's your goal, like, is to suck dick, you ain't got good pussy. I mean, seriously. You ain't got nothing going on. If we're just going to talk hoe talk, you ain't got good pussy if all you're worried about is sucking dick. And if he's just worried about you sucking dick, he's probably gay. But anyways, and I'm just speaking from personal experience and just paying attention in these streets. If he only wants you to suck his dick, he's probably gay. It's true. No, but this dude walked up to who we'll call Jessica, the prettier female. I acknowledge she was pretty. I'm like, you're so pretty. Like, what do you want me to say? I don't care. And homegirl was translating. She's like, yeah, Jessica fucked that dude the other night, and he's over here upset because she doesn't want to fuck him again. And she's like, she told him it's a one night only event, and she was proud of that. And Jessica was like, yeah. I'm like, I'll only be fucking these dudes for one night. Because at first Jessica was telling me we were doing the fuck. She was on some fuck men. She did a whole fuck men speech to me, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but I don't feel the same way. But she's like, yeah, I haven't been in a relationship in 3 years, but I just be fucking dudes. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I haven't been in a relationship in 6 years, and I don't just be fucking dudes. And when I do, I feel really sad. And that's what makes me lame. Which brings me to Chance. Like, that was the dude that I had sex with. So it's like there's a certain lameness that I feel from having a one night stand. I don't feel lame because I don't have a one night stand. I feel lame when I do. So last night was definitely National One Night Stand Night. And they were, I mean, though, I'm simply describing an environment that I observed and was mostly a part of, and conversations that I had in that environment. And I know what a lot of people went home and did last night. It's not me stretching my fucking imagination. It's just a literal, like, there were orgies last night. When I say I was invited to an orgy, I was invited to an orgy by people who were over 40. Most of them would be considered to be good looking for their age. Power couples, definitely swingers, and they were not closeted. They were not closeted swingers. They were very open. And one of the dudes that was a part of the, this one dude walked up to me. He had like an open, he had like a, almost like a Filipino face. I've seen him before. Definitely he's military, but it's like giving, I'm retired or I'm close to retirement or have already retired. But there's definitely, I was in the military at some point vibe. And he had like he had like the Miami thing going on, the open collared white shirt with his chest showing. And he came up to me and he grabbed me. He's like, he gave me all these little compliments and he's blah, 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 blah. Who cares about all that? I don't need to sit here and say what he said to me. It doesn't matter. The point is he was like, blah, 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 blah about me. And then at some point he gestured, because he was all over me. He's like, oh my God, you know, like doing the whole, so it's like, oh, you know, then he gestured to his wife. He's like, that's my wife. And he pointed at her. And I looked and his wife was grinding and lip to lip with this other female. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're a swinger. I got it. Okay. That doesn't have to be explained. And then the whole group of those married people were hanging out with me in Okama. And this Indian dude who I know as a kingpin, I call him a kingpin because in his own right, he is a kingpin. I'm not outing him to the streets, but he is a kingpin. It's little things that you pick up from other places like Houston. And I didn't feel like making my own coffee this morning. I need to get one of those. The coffee pot that I have makes it just not good coffee. So I need to get one of those. And I have those little, you know, the little, the espresso. It's like the Dominican, the Puerto Rican way of making coffee. And you put it on this. I have a small one. I need to get a bigger one because it makes perfect espresso. But it's just so small. I like a good concentrate. Anyways, that's why we're drinking Circle K coffee. Because, girl, I didn't feel like walking all the way down to the coffee shop this morning. Today's national, it's going to be so I know when I talk, there is a level of disbelief that can be had from the audience or the viewer, anybody who's wasn't there, and or even if you were there, you may not know what was going on because maybe you don't have the same insight of what people do because you're just not paying attention, because that's what a lot of pea brains do when they go out, Chance. That's why it's funny to see him dancing on the dance floor. And I do mean that. I don't mean that with any cynicism or hatred in my heart towards his person. He's just an idiot. That's all I saw. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I mean that with all of the elegance that I can muster. He's a pure fool. Just a fucking retard. And that's why it's so embarrassing. I'll get to the Chance thing also. It's just like the age, it's not about age. I've met somebody when I was talking about Chance way earlier on here. Somebody was saying it's the age thing. It's because he's 26. Oh no. I have met 22-year-olds in this town, 23-year-olds with way more maturity than that motherfucker. He's just a fucking idiot. That's it. I've met rangers because it could be blamed. We always look for a reason to blame their behavior on something. We say, oh, it's because, and in this case, I'm just going down the list. It's because he's a ranger. It's because he's in the military. It's because he's 26. It's because he's Native American. You blame it on the race. You just find a lot of things to blame it on, like why they are the way that they are. It's because he's black. It's because he's white. It's because he's Native. It's because it's because of his job. No, he's just an idiot. Your job occupation doesn't make you be an idiot. I've met very intelligent people who wash dishes for a living. I've met incredibly emotionally intelligent people who pick up trash for a living. The job itself does not make you an idiot. So I'm done feeding into blame it on the Ranger Battalion, because what I'm not going to do, and I do mean this, because I woke up a little bit annoyed, just a lo-fi annoyance, just from the thought of, wow, Chance really made the Ranger Battalion look very bad. He gave Rangers a bad, like one person spoils the whole bunch. Every Ranger is not shitty. I just met one of the shittiest people in Ranger Battalion. There was a guy that I met, that I know he's in Ranger Battalion. I'm just going to give some comparisons, because that you end up throwing out the whole bunch when you meet one person. It's like, I'll never fuck with white people again because I met this one shitty white girl. Dude, people are shitty of all nationalities, creeds, ages, hair textures, girl, baby girl. Like, don't just throw everyone out and then go, I'll never fuck with white people again because of that one white man, one white woman. Girl, that one black man, that one black woman, that one, you know what I mean? Like, girl, come on, let's be mature today. You might miss out on something good throwing it all out because one person was shitty to you. We've all been there. I can honestly say I don't care what he looks like. Bebe, like, there's beautiful, I'm gonna say it, like, there are beautiful white men. I've seen some gorgeous white men. Barbarian King's a beautiful white man. I don't even consider him to be white, but I'll just say, okay, for what he wants. Beautiful white man, you know what I mean? Okay, no shit. I've seen beautiful Asian men. I've seen gorgeous black men. You know what I mean? I've seen and I don't even like using these terms, by the way. But for basic pea brains, we'll use these terms. Men are men. I've seen beautiful Mexican men. I have met every nationality out going to party because it's an international hub, Fort Benning. People train from all over the world here. It's not just American soldiers. It's international soldiers that come here. I've met beautiful, and I've seen beautiful Hispanic men. There are some gorgeous Hispanic men, Mexican men. Mexicans are hot, okay? Puerto Ricans are hot. Dominicans are hot. I've seen some gorgeous Japanese men and Thai men, and, the list goes on. And gorgeous white men. Who do I choose? That's not the issue. That's not the issue. Gorgeous Indian men, like at the Dot. The dude that I was dancing with last night, He literally is a gorgeous man. I mean, physically, aesthetically, I'm not saying he has a good soul. I'm saying physically, he is a very, very, it's not Bollywood. It's not giving Bollywood. You would almost think that he might be Puerto Rican because his features, I told him last night, I'm like, you look like my ex. I didn't get into the detail, but what I really meant was my ex fling, Andrew Rodriguez. And he was like, oh shit, that's a bad thing. I'm like, actually not. Andrew Rodriguez, the Marine that I had a lot of sex with in my earliest of 20s, who I met when he was in airborne school. By the way, I have met dudes in airborne school, and we carried on a long distance relationship to the motherfucker that was in airborne school that I saw Friday night, aka Johnny. Andrew Rodriguez that I met in 2010. He was here for airborne school. I met him at Scruffy's. We exchanged numbers and we just talked. We didn't even fuck. Can you imagine? That's why it's such trippy shit. Like all of my bad experience in the last few weeks meeting these dudes that can't even carry on a conversation. I met like really hot men in my early 20s that were my age. I got Andrew Rodriguez's number. I'm at a different bar. We met at Scruffy's. I remember that night. He stayed there. I went to a different bar and I texted him from that other bar. We didn't meet up that weekend. It was 2 weekends later that we met up in Panama City, Florida. He was already back in Camp Lejeune. He drove from North Carolina. I hadn't seen him since he left airborne school, and that night that I met him, it was like 2 weeks later. He drove from Camp Lejeune to Panama City, Florida. I drove from here, met him in Panama City, Florida. We fucked all weekend. We kept in touch. And we were cool. He was nice to me. But that's 2010, Dick. And shout out to Andrew, wherever he's at. He was a nice guy. I mean, he was a piece of shit, but he was not as piece of shitty as these dudes that I've been meeting. And Andrew Rodriguez is my age. I wonder what he's doing. I should hit him up on Facebook. That will never happen again. He got out of the Marines, I think. I think he's doing, last time I talked to him, I was at Lake Comet Family Nudist Resort. I messaged him. I'm like, how is it going? Because we didn't end on bad terms. It was a fuck you, but it was like we understood each other and it was not hard feelings. We had great sex. It was a lot of sex. I mean, it was continuous. Like we fucked nonstop. You know those weekends where all you do is fuck? And you just fuck again, and then it's like, then you fuck again, and then you just, let's fuck again. And let's fuck again. Let's fuck. And you just can't stop, you know. That was me and Andrew Rodriguez back in the day. Can't meet him again, you know. But I've been asking me and Okama have had long panel discussions about, you know, why are these dudes? I mean, because I am comparing now with my hoe days in my 20s, and I'm like, I was dealing with POSs, you know, but not on the level of POS that is existing that I've experienced. Like, yeah, we were whoring. I just can't get over how shitty the dudes that are out slutting are compared to back in my day when we were slutting. It was way sexier than what I saw last night. My hoe days were way hotter. So I'm glad I got the best of the hoe days that were available. Like, I'm genuinely mean that. Like, I look at Chance, who was just, I mean, he was, this dude worked up a full lather on the dance floor for no reason. And cool. I mean, I just thought it was funny how hard he was working for nothing. Let me just tell you something about this bar. I'm not shit-talking the establishment, but they do the same thing every weekend. It's literally the same playlist. They play I've never been to a bar where it's like the exact same playlist every weekend. It's like you can predict what song is about to play. They don't even have a broad playlist. It's like you're being brainwashed. I'm just saying that's one of my main complaints about that bar is they never change up the music. It's just literally like this, no variation. It's like they're just like, this is the formula. It works. The people keep coming back. Just keep playing the same exact song. Like, and what's crazy is people like Chance have been going to that bar way longer than I have. And I've been going every weekend since I met him. Every Friday and Saturday. So I've heard this playlist every Friday and Saturday, which is why I just started bringing my headphones, because it's like, it's pretty boring. Like, no offense. The only time it's interesting is when the band is up there. That's when I'll be like, okay, because now I'm going to hear some real talent. And them motherfuckers, I'm not going to sit here and act like the people on stage don't have talent. I'm a musician. They do hire very talented bands. That's what makes that place great, is the live music. No shit. It's real talent. They can really shred the guitar. They can really sing. I may not like country music, and I don't, but I enjoy the ambiance of live music. Yes. Local, homegrown, because I've played that scene before. So I respect the talent, which is why, as a musician, I went up to the black singer in the country band, which is very rare to see. And I told him he had a beautiful voice, because I didn't say, and I'm a musician. I just was unknowing I'm a musician. So I'm acknowledging, like, yeah, you have a gorgeous blues voice. It's very rare to hear a gorgeous blues voice. And that was and all the motherfuckers, he was just standing there. All the motherfuckers on stage it's besides the point. I'm just giving shape to what I'm saying. The point is, I observed lo-fi because I wasn't staring at him. But I was watching the band and Chance's full lather do it. The dance where the female's backing the ass up and the dude's just thrusting. And so the dude's not really dancing. Chance does not know how to dance. I didn't observe that. He just thrusts his hips back and forth. That's not dancing. Anywho, like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. I'm being petty. Because I have a bald head, and that's what bald-headed bitches do. We're allowed to be petty because we are older. Yes, you can be petty when you get older. Like, really just start nitpicking, because have some standards, have some dignity, have some specifics about you that like, don't be so vague. Now we can be individuals, meaning we are petty about shit that we don't like. And because Chance is, in my eyes, completely, at this point, because of what I witnessed last night, and I already knew this, it's just like, nail in the coffin, calmly drop the cough casket, drop R.I.P. ashes to ashes, dust to dust vibes. And this is not for show. If I felt any differently, I would let you know. I have no problem crying on camera. If I was sad about this motherfucker, I'm not. If I was mad, I would express that also. I'm not mad or sad about the dude who fucked me. It's giving a sinkhole opens up in Chile. It's not called Chile, people. Chile. Suddenly, without warning, a mysterious sinkhole. That's what it's giving. Oh my God. And I do have to say, well, let me finish this thought, because there was a lot that I didn't expect to happen last night that happened. So I'm like, oh shit. This is my faults with Chance, and I mean this. This is why. Bear with the process, whoever's watching this. I never went out of my way to hate Chance. Okay. There is something to be said for my character, that I don't just desire to hate somebody just off top. Even after they do me dirty, I'm still not hateful. Like, I'm going to cultivate a certain kind of hatred for you that's based off of very specific details. There will be no vagueness involved. So when I tell you exactly why I'm disgusted by you, it will be, something that you can take home and read with you later. It's giving novella. It's giving Telemundo, you know? It's giving you're out. It's giving, you know what I mean? Like the dawn is over it. It's giving, I don't tell you when you're taken out and massacred by one of the foot soldiers. Vibes. Not literal. This is art, people. This is a metaphor. Johnny, just as a side thought to the, you know, just it's the gift that keeps on giving. I thought you were going to kill me. So when rappers say, kill these hoes, are they being literal? When you said you look like you need to be slapped around, were you speaking in metaphor, prose? Anywho, this is why I hate Chance. Okay? And I'll tell you why. I don't need any help. I know why you have to know why you dislike somebody. You have to know for sure. And I'm sure. It's the fact that I watched Chance get excited over hearing the same music that he has heard thousands of times because he's been going to that bar longer than me. And the fact that he got so excited, like it was a concert. He was jumping up and down with his hands in the air, excited about a song he has heard hundreds of times. Now, on one hand, one could say, ain't that adorable? He's just having fun. No, he's not just having fun. You know why I hate Chance? This is the why I hate Chance hour. Because now I know I hate Chance. And when I do hate somebody, it's a full disgust. I will never be turned on again by your person. I literally see you as a pile of ashes. I don't see any shape to you if I see you in public and behold your face, your likeness, your physical form. I see nothing but a pile of dirt. I literally do. Like that's your final form. You know what I mean? That's your final form. So that's what I see Chance as, a pile of dirt. That is not a diss. There is a beautiful aspect of being a pile of dirt because flowers grow and caterpillars and worms and life grows from dirt. It's the beginning and the end, you know? So I do see Chance as a pile of dirt, not trash. We need to use and create life from what is trashy, and then the trash decomposes into dirt, and we have flowers and mushrooms and trees. Earth gang things. Okay? Nothing is ever truly a waste. But people would love to convince you that it is. Chance. Oh no, my time has not been wasted. So when I saw him, let's go over what he was wearing. That was a disappointment. When I saw him, I said to myself, wow, there's been no progression in the outfit. Like he's still wearing the same old thing that he was wearing when I fucked him or he fucked me, depending on who you ask. I mostly just laid there on my back and then briefly on my, was it my stomach or my knees? Who knows? It all happened so fast. Quite possibly the fastest fuck of my life. Actually, it was. It's an all-time record. That's the fastest. I've never had a dude fuck me that quickly in my entire life, my entire sex life. Usually me with dudes sexually, it goes on for a few hours, if not all night. That was me and my ex. The first night we fucked, it was an all-night affair. And it wasn't just fucking. It was literally all the sorts of fun things you do with somebody when you're exploring them for the first time or the third or the 50th. But not with Chance. There was no sexual exploration with him. It was like one hitter quitter. Like it was almost like hitting a T-ball. And that's why it's like he's just, what do you do, play baseball? Now that type of energy, if you've dealt with that in a literal way, like you've gotten fucked by that person, it will definitely, I see now why I've been carrying a certain feeling in me. It's because of that dude. I've just kind of pushed it to the side because I haven't really known, you know, that's why it's good that I saw him, because it's completed. I'm like, now I know where that feeling was coming from, because I felt it leave my body when I saw him. I'm like, this little lame-o, weirdo cornball feeling that I've been carrying was your cock. Here you go. Give it to her. I felt like I got my swagger back last night because Chance fucked it out of me. He was like a little parasite, his little parasite cock sucked out the swagger out of me so he could have some because he ain't got none. And I saw that clearly last night. Because I really looked at him for the first time last night. Like before we fucked, I had seen him out, but I didn't really pay him any mind because I just saw him in passing and just was like greasy, gross, beautiful face, but it's a waste. And so the night that we had sex, I mean, the opening thing I said to him, I wasn't even hitting on him. I'm just like, I was bored at the bar by myself. This is before Okama started going out with me, so I had a friend to hang out with, so I'm alone. So I'm like, well, he's standing right behind me. I'll just walk up to him and say, because I'm bored, tell him he has a beautiful face, because he does. And then that somehow led him to just want to talk to me for a long time, and then blah, blah, blah. I didn't know we were going to fuck that night. That was not on my mind at all. It wasn't on my mind when we left the bar together. It wasn't on my mind when we got to my house. It was on his mind. And so he did. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, it genuinely was not on my mind to fuck him. Like, I wasn't that sexually aroused by him. I wasn't. That's what's so interesting. And I do mean this. Like, I know who I'm very honest about what turns me on and what does not. I'm very secure in that. I'm not confused. I'm not going to lie. I'm not one of those females that lies on my attraction to somebody. But I didn't feel that sexually aroused I didn't feel like we had any sexual chemistry when I was talking to him that night. I'm explaining something. Like, the dude that I ended up having sex with, I did not feel a lot of sexual chemistry with. It was something else chemistry, but it wasn't like I wasn't in full heat, like panting for his cock in me at all. I was more so interested in hearing about his life, and I got a little taste of his life story. I'm not hating on his life story. What I'm hating on and what I hate about him is I'm still going through that list because I have to get this out today so I can go enjoy my who knows what dish I'm going to order, because today's high carb day. I'm allowing a cheat day, and it's going to be today, girl. I'm still shredding weight, so we're not in our final form. You know, I'm not trying to hulk up, bro. It's fucking gay, bro. We're trying to lean out, dude, not build up. Okay, so I'm talking to somebody else right now when I say that. Bulking like up like that is so 2015, bro. You're still bulking? Who's still bulking? Like, chill out, bro. It's not hot anymore. That body shape is out of style. Just lean up, boo. Nobody... Okay. Let me change the banner since we're talking about Chance, because some people make Texas look bad. I just want everybody to know that Chance is not a representation of the state of Texas. Okay? He's not. So for those people, this is art, people. Of course you haven't met this guy. But maybe you have, because everybody's met a Chance in their life. Once again, when I talk about a certain person, you're like, well, we don't know who that is. It's just an example. Everybody's met a Chance in their life. Everybody's met a Jessica. When I describe what happened between me and that person, everybody can relate to a point. Right? I'm just telling you stories, life experience, draw from it, learn from it. Maybe maybe you'll understand something about yourself and something that happened with you and another person when I'm telling you what I've dealt with, right? We can all grow. We can grow. Are we trying to be bottom whores? No. So, number one, what Chance was wearing. Now, I'm not nitpicking about what one wears. I'm just like, it's the fact that Chance, this is why he disgusts me. I know what he expressed to me that night in conversation. He spent a lot of time shit talking, being in the Ranger Battalion, shit talking the military, shit talking his homeboys that he was there with, shit talking everybody in the bar. This is while we were at the bar. He was shit talking the bar, his homeboys that he was there with, shit talking being in the Ranger Battalion, meaning his homeboys that he's there with, because they're all in the Ranger Battalion with him. They came together. Shit talking all of the hoes in the bar to me. Shit talking just being alive, really. He acknowledged that what he was wearing was him wanting to fit in, and this is not who he really is. And he expressed all of this to me. This is before we leave the bar. And that was the thematic nature of our conversations, and him telling me about his life and expressing how he's sick of hoe life and sick of being a slut, sick of fucking these whores. Well, he knows what he said to me. That once again, I'm not here to convince anybody what this motherfucker said to me. He knows what he told me. It was between me and him. I didn't record it. I recorded it up here. How can I forget that conversation? And so I saw him out the next weekend, and it's just that mind fuck of seeing somebody that was telling you all this stuff. They were expressing how they are dressing a certain way to fit in, how they hate it here, how they hate going out, they hate being a hoe, they hate the lifestyle. And then you see them, and then that they were in your bed whispering a little bit of sweet nothings in your ear and telling you how nice you are and you're the nicest person that I've ever met in this whole city. That's what Chance told me. You're the nicest person I've ever met, repeating that over and over. These are the things, right? So when you see that person out doing exactly the same thing that they were complaining to you about before they go to your house and have sex with you and are saying other things to you just on a more intimate level, and then you see them out the next weekend doing the very thing that they were bitching about, and then you don't see them for 2 months, and then you see them last night, 2 months later, wearing exactly the same thing that he was wearing the night he fucked me. Bebe, this motherfucker had on exactly like the same exact outfit that he was wearing when he stuck his dick in me. So there's been no progress in him personally as a human being, like zero, like there's been no progress. What has he been doing this whole time? Like masturbating, playing video games, Grindr app, like don't know. All I'm saying, this is where my disgust is at. You can sit there and tell me how much you hate doing something. You can tell me that you're putting this on to be fake. He told me that. He said, everything I'm wearing, like he's from Texas, but he wears an Atlanta Braves hat. So when I first saw him like wearing that hat, and I remember that it was like weeks before it was the one night stand that I had with him, right? Had been seeing him out. When I first saw him wearing an Atlanta Braves hat, I'm like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's actually just a regular Georgia boy. No, he's from Texas, trying to fit in with Georgia boys, dressing like what he told me. He's like, I'm wearing all of this to fit in. He told me I hate this bar and I hate country music. That's what he told me. So that's why Chance disgusts me. because me and him were bonding that night over, we hate it here. And I do. I mean, I genuinely meant that. I'm like, I do hate country music, and I'm not dressing to fit in. And then after all of that, I see him last night dressing the way he was, fitting in. Because I was like, I know the inside scoop. Now when I see him, I'm like, oh, look, there's Chance wearing those clothes, trying to fit in, and jumping up and down in full excitement over music that he told me he hated. What I'm really getting at is Chance is a fake ass bitch. He's a fake ass bitch. He's just a fake ass bitch. Like you're gonna be up there acting. He's an actor. That's what I'm saying. He acts. Because what's to be believed? Was the conversation that he was sharing with me fake, or was, he's just, I don't feel that him expressing himself to me, telling me how much he hated everything was fake. I feel like he told me the truth, but he just chooses to be fake. So when I saw him last night, out of the corner of my eye mostly, jumping up and down to music he's heard 1,000 times, that he told me that one night that he hates, and wearing the clothes that he said, I'm like, you're such a fake ass, weak ass bitch. I was grossed out by him. That's why I say he doesn't have any swag, because he's just a bottom bitch. It's gross. And that's not like, I sat there, pulling out some positive traits about him. Because there were, I acknowledged them when I saw them. As of now, and I woke up on this, I woke up with the feeling of the memory of the one night stand. I mean, it almost felt like that motherfucker slept with me last night. That's how I woke up. I'm like I had a one night stand with Chance, but I'm like, oh wait, that's like a flashback PTSD thing because I saw him last night. So of course, oh, because I'm not a hoe, this is a thing for me. People who are hoes, you don't necessarily have this problem because you just keep adding more people to your bed every weekend. So you don't really have like a PTSD flashback of that one night stand that you had because you're just a slut. But me, like one dick in my pussy that's the wrong cock, has a negative effect on my psyche. Unlike Chance. Like Chance, he's not affected by anything. He just, another one, and another one, and another one. That's not me. I suffer from sensitive pussy syndrome. It's SPS. Sensitive pussy syndrome means when I have sex with somebody, I get attached, and if I have sex with somebody who wants no attachment to me, it makes me very sad, and it affects my emotional, mental, and physical health, and it makes me feel sick. So I have to be very careful to never have sex with somebody who doesn't love me. Now, Chance and the females that I know he affiliates with, they don't suffer from sensitive SCS, sensitive cock syndrome, or SPS, sensitive pussy syndrome. They're immune to that. They can have sex with many, many partners and never have any emotional effects of that. And that's why I never mingle with those people. It's not good because they don't have any feelings. So people with feelings, we just got to stay within our own tribe. And I can only have sex with a dude like me, because if I have sex with Mr. Have no feeling cock, because Chance has no feeling in his dick. That's the whole point of not having a sensitive cock. His no feeling cock damages my sensitive pussy. And he walks away undamaged, and now I'm damaged. You know what I mean? So we just got to be more careful. But I suffered from that experience. I did. There was a night, it was the night that I saw him the weekend after we fucked. The Friday after we fucked, because we fucked on a Friday night. It was the week, I know it was the week of June 14th, because I was at the beach at the beginning of the week at Panama City. And I got back from the beach, and then I went out that Friday night, and we had sex, me and Chance, right? Long story short, the next Friday that I saw him, I remember what I was wearing because I had this Native American choker that I had got. And after seeing him that night, I was fine at the bar, but once I left the bar, it all hit me how humiliating he was to me. And I cried the whole way home and ended up ripping my choker off and throwing my phone. And, I had a damaged phone for a while. That's way before I met that guy, Johnny. And, yeah. So it was damaging. I'm not going to pretend that it was not damaging. Very humiliating, of course. It's very humiliating to have sex with somebody and then they treat you a certain way. I mean, once again, I've had plenty of one-night stands and been treated way better than Chance treated me. I treated him way better than he treated me because I know how to have one-night stand etiquette, because I'm still not going to treat you shitty. I don't believe in one-night stands, but God damn it, like, there's an etiquette to it. Like, and he does not have it. He's a piece of shit, like, for real. And after it happened, I made excuses for his behavior. I did. I was like, well, I understand why he was behaving that way. I'm not blaming it on age, because when I was 23 having one-night stands with military dudes, they didn't act like that. And we were younger than him. So in terms of one of the people Cult Girl resurrected, 3 strikes, you're out, sis, because you're not reading. I mean, I know that you have my face as your little avatar and I'm your biggest, you're my biggest fan, but you're not on the same level, because you blame it on age. When I was 23, I was having way more mature one-night stands than the one I had with the 26-year-old named Chance. And I stopped having one-night stands at 23. 2011 was the last time I had a one-night stand until Chance, technically. I don't think people understand that. Like, the last time I had sex, like, this is what I told Chance. The last time I had sex was my ex-boyfriend. But before that, I didn't have no one-night stand since 2011. So I haven't been out here in these streets for the last 12 years fucking around. I've had one guy in my pussy since 2011. Now 2, excuse me. With that Chance, Been over one-night stands, like, for real. So, no, we're not going to blame it on age, because when I was 23, the last time I had a one-night stand, there was a lot more dignity involved back then when I was 23 than when I had sex with the 26-year-old. Don't blame it on age. It's just I don't know if it's the new generation or it's just like supreme bottom bitch behavior. I don't know. I'm not going to have another one-night stand to find out and compare the two. Even though I've been offered to have plenty of one-night stands. I got a few dudes asking me last night, besides the orgy, just individual, like, you want to have a one-night stand energy? No, I don't. I genuinely don't. I genuinely am not looking for sexual conquest, because that's all it's giving. Like, I just want to have sex with you as a conquest. Like, I'm good, bruh. It's not worth it. It's not at all. Like, it's so lame. I want to build an empire with somebody, not one night stand them. It's so gay. Like, it's so lame. I learned that at 23. That's why Chance, there's no hope for that dude. Like, he's the one who told me. Once again, this is all, you can use this as a symbol for you. He's the one that told me, and I already know this, like, once you're over 25, you've already made your choice for your life path, basically. And I'm like, yeah, you've made your choice for your life path. You're just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse with time. And I can honestly say, when I saw him last night, the vibe that I got off of his aura And I'm not even wanting to be near him. He's the one moving around, and I'm seeing him move around, and I'm trying to stay away from him. Like, I don't want to see him, but he's putting himself in my field of vision. You feel me? So when I say I saw him, it's not because I was wanting to see him. He's standing where I'm sitting. The aura I got from him, it was like way dirtier than when I had last seen him. I'm like, wow, like, you're filthy. Like, how did you get filthier in 2 months? I'm talking about, like, because I just remember when I met him, the night I met him, I didn't get, it's like, you're way filthier. Like, there was a way filthier, nastier vibe. I just saw how nasty he was. Maybe it was always there exactly like that. And I was just, blocking out most of the filth to just take in any pure essence of who he is. There's nothing there. There's no purity in that motherfucker. And I know I was, I even said, I was saying it to him, like, the good things, the beautiful things about you to him, like personality, because I genuinely meant that. I wasn't making it up. And like, I was like, this is how I feel that you are. But aura-wise, when I looked at him last night, and I'm like, who are you? Because I genuinely, the night I met him, there was a part of me, and I know this played into why he went home with me. There was a part of me that felt that he was a good person. There was. I would have never invited him over if I didn't feel that there was some good in him. I wasn't inviting over somebody that I was like, yeah, he's a total piece of shit. Like, I genuinely felt that there was good in him, and I was vibing with that. That's why I invited him. I mean, I didn't necessarily go out of my way to invite him over. It just ended up that way. It wasn't a master plan that I had to get him in my house. It just evolved to that point. But last night when I saw him, I was like, this is a horrible, it hurt my feelings, but not in a literal way of personal injury. My feelings were hurt just because I was like, how can you be such a waste of flesh? It was like a creation disappointment. Like, it's personal to a point, of course, because this is the person that stuck his dick inside of me, and I had this whole rapport with. But I kind of just took a more creation, like God and creation objective standpoint last night, and I just looked at him as God's creation. And I was just like, I'm genuinely am incredibly disappointed in the waste that I'm looking at. Like, that hurts my feelings that there is a sack of skin in front. I just really need to say, I need this to be vibed out right now. Like, because I wasn't live streaming last night, but I felt that. And there was a moment, because I was riding a certain like bouncy vibe all night. Mostly I just was vibing all night, like hanging out. I talked to a lot of people last night at Scruffy's. It was a whole vibe at Scruffy's. I already said that in my it was a whole thing. Like, it was a good vibe in Scruffy's last night. It was a lot of so I was in a good place when I went to the other bar and saw him. The point is, there was a point in the night when I was sitting there and I felt myself, I allowed it to happen, like the downer vibe, because what was happening was I was just taking in how disgusting Chance is, because I was watching him. And it all happened when he moved his energy from where he had been standing when I walked into the bar, and I purposely made sure I wasn't standing near him at all. Like, I didn't want to be around his aura. So that's why I moved. I purposely stood where I stood to be away from him. And then he inched his way to where, because I was sitting on the dance floor, and he moved his ass to my area, and and he was putting his shit on full display. And once again, I'm not saying that he was doing it on purpose to spite me. No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's that thing of, I know that we had sex and you know that we had sex. Like it's that super shittiness. You know what I mean? It's that super shitty. Like, I've never had a dude in my life, in my hoe days, because that's the last time I was doing one night stands. In my hoe days, I never had a dude that I fucked. You know, whether, you know, we fucked one night and then we see each other at the bar. They never ignored me. Never. I never had that. Chance is the first dude that I've ever experienced who stuck his dick in me. And I'm talking about adult lifetime experience, not like I've been having all these one night stands and then he's the one that stands out. No, it's like I'm just drawing from my hoe days, and I'm like, the dudes that I had sex with, we kept in contact. Like, if we saw each other out at the bar, there was we still vibed. We were polite. Chance makes me want to hit up every dude I ever had sex with and say, and I think I might. I might hit up all my old flings there's a few names that I can draw from, and just say, I want to thank you guys for not being, I know that we fucked back in the day, and we doesn't mean we stayed friends, because when I left this city and moved to Houston, I was friends with all the dudes that I had sexual relations with, mostly on Facebook. That's what we would do back in the day. Back in the day, meaning the years from 2008 to 2011. This is before Snapchat. This is before Instagram really took off. Baby girl, I don't even know when Instagram became a thing. I've never been into Instagram, ever. This is before Twitter really became a thing. So I was friends with all of the dudes that is this shit plugged in? Hold on just a minute. I think I will. I think I'm gonna log into Facebook and just start hitting up dudes. And I am gonna do this. This will actually help my fragmented brain. Because that's a lot of what I'm going through. No one else can understand this. Only I can. And this is what I've been screaming at Okama, and she just looks at me. Because I'm like, don't you understand? I'm like in a certain state of psychosis. Because when I moved back here, like I'm like reliving something that I'm not even living anymore. But it's like I'm reliving it because it's the memory. And it's just like I feel like I'm becoming that again, just because I'm living in the same exact place that I lived in 12 years ago. And it's like recreating itself, and like, help, like I can't stop, like I can't help myself. Like I feel like it's happening all over again. And it was my life goal to get out of this environment. I'm talking about this area, and never see it again. And that's why I moved to Houston. And that's why I didn't look back. And I never looked back, and I just never looked back. So I think it would help me, I'm saying this as a realization now, to reach out to a few key dudes, and I'll go down the list of the dudes that I'm talking about. They're all my age. They might be married now. They may not be. I don't actually really care. But I'm going to send them a thank you. Because, for the longest time, and I'm saying this for a reason, for the longest time, this is way after the fact. Because as it was happening, there was always an element of a fuck you vibe that we had towards each other, the dudes that I'm referring to from my hoe days. But it was still that there was always a level of fuck you, but it was not like full blown, like absolute dogging each other out, like treating each other like total shit. Like not the way I've experienced with the Chances and the Johnnies and the Jose's. It wasn't like that shit, bro. So when I moved away from this area, and I cut all of these people off, like I deleted all these dudes from Facebook. I'm like, none of y'all like exist anymore. I want nothing to do with everybody that I've had sex with. It took a long time to get rid of that sexual energy because I had so many sexual partners back then. So many, meaning more than one. So it took me a while to process all of that shit. And I had to stop. Like, when it comes to being a hoe, you just got to cold turkey that shit. Unlike tobacco and alcohol, I mean, just shut your fucking legs. That's that's how you quit being a hoe. You just cold turkey the situation. Just close your legs. That's where I started. That was my first solution. It's like, I don't know how to stop being a hoe. I'm addicted to this cycle. I'm addicted. I was an addict. I was an addict to the cycle of it all. Meeting a guy and then let's have sex. And then like we have this whole rapport and then it just fades away, but we stay in contact. And then now you're added to my Facebook friends. And I was addicted to it. The only thing I knew to do was to cut all of them off and just cold turkey, because I was miserable. It was miserable. I was not happy. I was not. As much as I say we didn't treat each other like total shit, we did not, but I still wasn't happy. None of us were happy. So I think it would be good if I hit up these dudes, starting with Andrew Rodriguez, Andrew Jose, not motherfucking this guy, the goddamn divorced guy. No, I'm talking about Jose from Rhode Island. Who else? I'll hit up Brendan. We never had sex, but we had a flirtation for like 3 years. He's married now with a child or something. He's in Savannah. Let's see. And I've had no contact with these dudes. I might hit up, I can't remember his first name though. He's this really beautiful, he was this really beautiful light-skinned black guy that I knew. He was here for iBulk. Is it iBulk or iBulk? Whatever the fucking shit is called. The officer's candidate shit. Jose was here for officer's candidate, and actually all these dudes were here for officer's candidate and Ranger School and Airborne. Andrew was here for Airborne, but he was a Marine, so he wasn't even stationed here. And Marines are a different breed. They are. The stereotype is true. Just for the record. Partying with Marines, and I did party with a group of Marines in Panama City, Florida, when I went to go meet up with Andrew Rodriguez after we met here in this town while he was in Airborne School. They're a totally different breed, bro. Oh, goodness. I mean, let me just say this. When I say that back in the day, we treated each other because it's like there's levels to treating people like shit, you know. We did treat each other like shit because we were using each other. There was a level of depravity and degrading behavior that was going on. However, we still were treating each other with a certain level of kindness and respect while we were doing it. Unlike what I experienced with the Chance. Like this new breed of hoe, I'm just going to call Chance the new strain. Compare it to a bacteria strain or a viral strain. The new variant. Like my group of people in our 20s, we were like COVID-19, the original. You know what I mean? Chance is like fucking Omicron's cousin. Like, it's just like getting worse. And it's not even like the great viral load, the original one. It's just like, it's a lesser form, but it's more lethal in a certain way. And it's more lame. Like, you're not even the original COVID-19, bruh. If you're trying to be toxic, bruh, you're not even doing it right. You know what I mean? Like, some people want to be like, Chance gives me the vibe of somebody who's trying to be toxic. And because he's just like consciously like, I'm going to be toxic. back in my hoe days, the people we were hanging out with, we didn't have the ambiance or even the music when we were lit. This is 2008 to 2010. What was the hot hits of 2008 to 2010? What were we listening to that was also playing into the culture and like how we out here in the streets, you know what I mean? We weren't coming out the gate saying we're going to be toxic. Like, we were honestly all looking for love, all of us. That's why there was a lot of, it's like the dudes that I was having sex with, one could say that it wasn't even fucking. It was like we were trying to make love and failing because we didn't know what love was, but we were trying. We weren't coming out the gate saying, yeah, let's be toxic. We didn't even think of, well, that wasn't even on our radar in 2008 through 2010 specifically. Chance is like you have this idea of I'm toxic, but it's like you are toxic, but it's like you're corny because you're trying to be toxic, and you have this idea of what you think toxic is. Like you're proud to be toxic, and it's like, dude, you're fucking lame, bro. Like, I don't know if it's the age group or no, it's not, because Jose's 41 and had that going on. Like, I'm proud to be toxic. Johnny, 30 years old. So don't blame it on age. Johnny, 30. I've had 3 dudes from 3 different age brackets. Jose, 41. Johnny, 30. Chance, 26. They're all proud to be toxic. And it's like, let me hit up Andrew. Let me hit up Jose. I mean, they might be toxic now too. Maybe it's just been a cultural evolution, you know, and maybe even the dudes that I used to fuck around with, maybe they've decided to toxic it out now. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on, honestly. But it is concerning. It is concerning that some of you will need a vasectomy at the age of 27. It is concerning that so many females will wake up this morning saying, wow, I spread my legs for another guy. How many is this month? And they will have to run to CVS Pharmacy, where bitches like me used to work, and we'll get the Sunday rush of, can I get a Plan B? I used to work at CVS Pharmacy. It's called the Sunday Rush. You see it more in bigger cities, but it happens in small towns too. The Sunday Rush at CVS Pharmacy is, can I get Plan B? Because it's over the counter. You don't need a prescription. You just go into that bitch. Believe me, I've taken it twice in my life. It's an abortion pill. It's not cool to say, popping Plan Bs because I plan to be stuck with you. This is bringing me back to the Megan Thee Stallion song that the hoes love and were telling me about last night. Have you heard the song Plan B? Oh, no, I haven't. Who is proud to be, first of all, you're saying popping Plan Bs. Popping, like, how many have you taken? Do you even have any uterus left? Plan B, let me just say, I don't know what you young ho, I don't know what you hoes is on. I don't know what brain cells have departed, because it's another level of dumb out here. It's so dumb. Sometimes I feel like I'm dumb because it's just so dumb. And you're like, am I dumb? Because y'all are so dumb. I might be dumb because I don't get it because you're so dumb. It's not that I'm dumb and I don't get it. Like, you're so dumb, I don't get that. Like, you're just so, I can't comprehend that level of stupidity. You know what I mean? So then you feel dumb. It's like, I just can't comprehend it, bro. That's so dumb to me. Popping Plan Bs. Do you know how dangerous, like, you shouldn't. When I heard this Megan Thee Stallion song, you know, it's got, let me play it one more time. Let's listen to it. Because this was like a cultural reset moment, right? All of the hoes lost their shit when this song dropped. These are just the facts. All of the hoes lost their shit, not me. When I heard this song, I said, Nice beat. What does it remind me of? Isn't that a sample? That's all I could say about this song. Nice beat.
Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Dear fuck, nigga, still can't believe I used to fuck with you. Poppin' playing beats, cause I ain't playing to be stuck with you. Damn, I see you still kick it with them op bitches. I'm the only reason that your goofy ass got bitches. All them hoes wanna look like me, bitch, most likely. Only fucking you just to spite me. But please don't get it twisted, I ain't tripping. I never put my faith in a nigga, bitch, I'ma die independent. If you was wondering, yeah, boy, I'm still that bitch. I think I but you still.
So the females, this is okay. Let me just once again, you can know a lot about somebody, male or female, by the music that they listen to. Doesn't mean you'll know everything, but it does say something about them. Yes, music that you're attracted to, and that you're like really like the thematic. Like females listen to this music and mold their life after the music. They'll follow the music. You know what I mean? Because they're pea brains. That's why. They listen to Megan Thee Stallion and they want to do the things that they hear her rap about. A lot of females are educated by this music. A lot of females learn things from this music. The Little Kims, and the Nicki Minaj's and the Megan Thee Stallions teach them how to be a certain type of person. So Megan Thee Stallion, I'm not going to sit here and deny her influence on the hotties, otherwise known as the thotties, because there's a lot of people who hate Megan Thee Stallion. There's a whole anti-Stally movement that's straight out of Texas. Like, Texas does not rock with Megan Thee Stallion. Excuse me, let me be more specific. The city of Houston does not rock with Megan Thee Stallion. Let me be more specific. Jay Prince and the people who run the music scene in Houston do not fuck with Megan Thee Stallion. Okay? So when I'm rocking Houston, I'm not rocking Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion was born in Bexar County. Some people pronounce it Bexar. No, it's Bexar. I lived in Bexar County before I moved here, otherwise known as San Antonio. A very dingy, dusty place. But certain hosts come from there, and Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Jovan Ruth Pete, is from there. And me and her have a few people in common. Whoop-de-doo. If she's in the music scene in Houston, and she was, and I was, yes, of course we have people in common, because it's only one circle of people in the music scene in Houston. Regardless of that, females who listen to Megan Thee Stallion and are like the fans absolutely are, they have this exact mentality. They have this, it's just, this is how they feel about men. What's funny to me is when people like Chance want to fuck females like Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I mean? Fucking the hotties. And what happens when you're fucking her? What's it like to fuck a hottie? A Megan Thee Stallion fan. Well, she doesn't give a shit about you. That's number one. I don't understand dudes who want to fuck Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion simply meaning that personality, that mind state, that mentality. Because there's a lot of Megan Thee Stallions out here. Okay? There's a lot of we'll just call them the hotties, because it's Megan Thee Stallion. Dudes love having sex with the hotties. But for some reason, dudes think they're going to have a relationship with the hotties. And what's a hottie's mentality about, like, these hotties have no issue having sex with you. By all means, fuck me, bitch, and goodbye. So it was funny watching Chance get dominated on the dance floor last night, because that is why he's a bottom bitch. He's just dominated by thoughty energy. So he's a submissive and he's an incel. He's an incel and he's a simp. That's it. And we don't like incels over here, or simps. Same thing. I need to go pee, but I'm going to let you listen to this wonderful song, also by your favorite female rapper. Not mine. Mine is Gangsta Boo. But, you know, nobody likes Gangsta Boo energy. That's not sexy. What we like is this. What's sexy to Chance is this person. Dear fuck nigga, still can't believe I used to fuck with ya. Poppin' plan Bs cause I ain't planned to be stuck with ya. Damn, I see you still kick it with them op bitches. I'm the only reason that your goofy ass got bitches. Chance, dudes like Chance are attracted to that person, that personality. That's why they're simps. I mean, do you not hear what she's saying? It's who Chance, it's this whole personality. Chance likes to have sex with thotties, females that think this way and who will pass their pussy to anybody. So that makes him a simp. For some reason, dudes like him think that they're a playa because, oh, I have multiple sex partners. Yeah, you do have multiple sex partners. So in a sense, we could call you a playa, but the females that you're fucking have multiple sex partners and you're just a pass around. In the words of Megan Thee Stallion, you're just a pass around nigga. You're a hot potato. I think that's on her Freak Nasty song. I got a pass around nigga. He's a hot potato. Something like that. I think it's Freak Nasty. Let's dedicate this song to Chance on Real Bitch Radio. He's not tuned in, I promise you that. He's on the fake bitch frequency. He don't tune in over here. He can't hear us. Wrong song. Let's sing this song together. Let's see if we can rap him before I go pee. Okay. Because Chance is a pass around nigga. He's a hot potato. Okay. Nigga house like a Tomb Raider. You gotta pass around nigga. He a hot potato. I told him eat it or get out. That's your ultimatum. Let's stop licking my pussy hard. That shit aggravating.
He ain't mine. I just let him eat me out from time to time. Call it pussy booty tang, cause I got the running kind. He can't compare me to
none of these bitches. I got that Beyonce, that dream girl that listening. Freak nasty. Got a couple rounds with a dick up in the casket. I ain't wanna take the nigga from you. It just happened. You ain't income, boy, if you had to ask me. Freak nasty. Lick on my hand and I put it in his pants. Get the flame with that cock and make that motherfucking bam. And I walk and I talk like a pimp, cause I am Parlez-vous Francais. Tell my pussy, hey, give me head in the beret. Show me down his head from the head of state. This song is so lame. She's corny, bro.
Ain't gonna get no pussy, but he
corny, but I gotta pay.
All over the niggas, so he buy me on my shoes quick, calling him a trick if he only buy your food. Hey, freak nasty. Ice on my neck, let it drip down my chest. Looking at this motherfucking money make me wet. Rich bitch pussy only come for a check. My contact list look like the yellow pages. I do not say these niggas' names. I remember faces, and I ain't fucked you in a minute. Why you still claim me? But if he ever hit this pussy, he gon' still stop me. And if you got a new bitch, why you still calling? And I look better than that hoe, that's why she made you block me. I like to show off for them haters talking bad about me. Trying hard to find a flaw, but you still watching. Hey, freak nasty motherfucker. Yeah. Kiss with the tongue. I don't wanna fuck a nigga if he ain't hung. He a lot of fun if he eat it night one. If he got a lot of funds, I'ma hit it like money make me come. Tryna give me some. Looking at these numbers on my checks like Versace hottie, Creole mommy, she gon' fucking run, but the stally giddy up. Oh, freak nasty. Go a couple of rounds and that dick up in the casket. I ain't wanna take the nigga from you, it just happened. You know I ain't come, boy, if you had to ask me. Freak nasty. Lick on my hand and I put it in his pants. Get the plan with that cock and make that motherfucker bam. And I walk and I talk like a pimp, cause I am. Hey, pussy wet, diamonds on my neck. I'm a hot girl, so I make these niggas sweat. If you fucking with me, then you fucking with the best. If they say he a dog, I'ma treat him like a pet. Jimmy John next, told him give it to me quick. Who can love you like me, but nobody can sweat. Rich bitch pussy, I can take you out of debt. Rich bitch pussy only come for a check. Freak freak, freak nasty. Throw a couple rounds to that dick up in the casket. Hey, 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 freak, 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 freak nasty. Freak, 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 freak nasty.
Girl, listen.
Freak, freak, freak nasty.
We're not a fan of Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. She's a traitor. She is. No, like legitimately she is. I'm not trying to get into. I'm not gonna even do that. That is an hour-long stream about Megan Thee Stallion and the roots of that. And it's not no, those who know, those who understand how Houston works know. And I can guarantee you're not one of those people. So, but nah, Houston is not fucking with Megan Thee Stallion. She can't even go back to that motherfucking city. Not for real, because of what she's done to J. Prince Mafia and the disrespect that she gave those people. They don't play with that shit. I mean, it's like you got to hit. The only thing that's keeping her alive, I dead ass mean this shit, by the way. I mean this shit. Because I know how this shit works. J. Prince does not fuck around. That is not a myth. Like, that motherfucker is lethal. He's a tiny little guy. I've met him in person. So it's not just a myth for me to talk about J. Prince. I've met this motherfucker. He's tiny. I met him at the Trey the Truth concert. I say the Trey the Truth concert because it's the only one I went to because I was playing in it. But he was on stage. It was like after the show, like everyone, like, you know how rap concerts are. 30 million people are up here. Like, it's just a mess. So at some point I'm walking by and I didn't even know who he was. I was just like, and you are? I did that to a lot of famous people. There was this one, who was that motherfucker? And then I was like, oh my God. Carl Crawford. Oh my God. Not Carl Crawford. What's that motherfucker? It's a singer. He's an R&B singer. I went to his house and I embarrassed him. Like I humiliated him because I was in his house. And I didn't know who he was. I didn't care. Somebody else brought me there. And he was it's a whole thing. What was his name? He's not like the super most famous, but I mean, he's had a few hits. Like, I wasn't impressed. Carl, what's that motherfucking name? Hold on. What's that R&B? What's that motherfucking R&B singer? Carl Thomas. There we go. I was at his house. He lived in it was like a regular house in the suburbs of Houston. Long story short, at some point, this dude walks up to me in the house because I was hanging out with the producer in the little home studio. And I was high as fuck. At some point, this guy walks up and I'm like in the house with this there's other people there, right? Because it's all these musicians. Hazel E was there. Hazel E being honestly a joke. But she got on, this is before she was on Love and Hip Hop, but she lived next door. So she was over there. Long story short, I'm walking through the house and this guy walks up to me and he's like, he just had like super, like, I thought he was a vampire and I was high as fuck. And he just had this vampire, like Dracula energy. And I said, and you are? And he said, I'm Carl Thomas. And I said, oh, okay. I had never heard of him before. Later, and somebody's like, you really offended that guy. And I'm like, did I? I didn't know who he was. And then I looked him up. I'm like, oh, you're Carl Thomas. Still don't know you, dude. I don't know one song. But they always thought I was disrespecting them. But I'm like, dude, I don't know who half of these R&B artists are. When I met Bun B at this bar, it was called, I've told this story a lot. I love telling this story because it cracks me up how ignorant I was of who these rappers were. Like, yes, I had heard Bun B, but I've not been a hip hop head. Like, oh my God, let me learn everything about this rapper. I went to classical music school. I didn't know about rappers. Like, I listened to rap music, but I wasn't like, let me find out the life and times of Jay-Z. Like, I didn't care. Throw on the song. I don't fucking care, So I was at this fucking Red Heineken event with these dudes that were working with Swishahouse. It's all these people. I could do 20 million hours about music industry shit and just how it all really works. It's just a lot of things. It's just all these things, all these people and all these roles they play. And it's like the music industry is a big place. And it's all these little people that seem to be the least important that are the most lethal. So I'm standing at the bar, blah, blah, blah. Basically, my point is this guy walks up to me, right? Because he had been kind of standing at the end of the bar and he was just looking at me, blah, blah, blah. I had a hat on, like kind of peering underneath his hat. And somebody comes up to me because I'm standing with this white guy who I knew from being at University of Austin, who does a lot of documentary shit. Now, his name is Saman Ashwari or something. He's very well known in the UT, the Texas hip hop scene and South by Southwest shit. No, I'm not doing this. We're making Puerto Rican coffee today. Okay, everybody. And what I mean by that is you take this little thing. We're done dealing with coffee pots. No, but Bun B walked up to me and I did not know who the fuck that was. I was like, I didn't know what he looked like. I'm like, oh, that's Bun B. Holy shit. But no, oh my God. Ew. Oh my God. What the fuck? We're not doing this today, girl. I thought I washed this. Who used this last? Oh my God, people. Come on. You got to stay on top of the girls because the girls... It's a lot of all these things you got to clean and just constantly stay on top of. Like, just come on, everybody. Maybe I did this. I don't know. Sometimes you get lazy and you're like, whatever. No, but the point is Jay Prince doesn't play. And Megan Thee Stallion, I mean, the only reason why she's not dead right now is because, and I mean this. This is not about Tory Lanez and the goddamn fake bullet that was shot, you know. The only reason why Megan Thee Stallion is not dead right now is because of Jay-Z and Rock Nation. If she didn't have their protection, she would have been offed a long time ago. Because honestly, nobody has ever disrespected Jay Prince and the mafia harder than Megan Thee Stallion has. Probably in Houston history. So... that's why she's still alive, bruh. If it wasn't for Rock Nation and Jay-Z and that whole conglomerate of fuckery, it's less about Jay-Z. It's about who Jay-Z. Jay-Z himself is not a mafioso. It's who he's connected to. And that gets into LVMH and Vivendi Entertainment and just connect. But fuck Megan Thee Stallion. That's the point. That's why I don't follow fashion trends. Okay. So let me put on some more Megan Thee Stallion because it's great. She's just really, really horrible. But since we're talking about one night stands and whores and chants very lightly, this is not going to go on all week. This is more like, we see something. We see something. That's it. We're not tripping over that motherfucker. It is disappointing though. I just wish I don't like getting in the I wish I had never fucked him vibe, like it, because I did. So I'm just like I go over it very like realistically when I have that gross feeling, because I did have a lo-fi gross feeling this morning when I woke up. Just like, ugh. I can't believe I had sex with him. That's really now my focus. It's like, ugh. Let's listen to this horrible song. I am not listening. I'm gonna make coffee.
Yeah, spin that shit, I'm worth it. Think look better in person. Hair nails match Mike Birkin. On black hoes keep lurking. Real hot girl shit. Yeah. This pussy bomb, explosive, it's soaking, osmosis. I'm stomping on hoes so motherfucking hard, I'm knocking out Mario tokens. Yo, bitch, she regular, I'm hot, be careful, she average. I'm pressure, yeah, I'm pressurelicious, yeah. I'm pressurelicious, yeah.
She pressurelicious and I crave.
Take a picture of my bag, now these bitches have to get it. Take a picture, shake my ass, now your nigga press the hit it. Pressurelicious.
It was worth it, I'm booking a jet. It was worth it, I'm spinning the check. I done broke out and switch, trying to put the whole thing in chest. When we fucking, we making a mess, yes. Back stroke, left stroke, deep stroke, your throat, slow, stroke. Shut it, no, that's a go.
Ay, he know I'm really square business. I pull up the AMG tenant, work in the mic. He's sweating like it been hours. It only been a few minutes. He say toxic. I said okay, well I'm poison. Spit in my mouth, I enjoy it. Talk my shit. I'ma pull a him on him. Don't play, I'm not one of them. I'm pressurelicious, yeah. I'm pressurelicious, yeah.
She pressurelicious and I crave.
Take a picture of my bag, now these bitches press to get it. Take a picture, shake my ass, now your nigga press to hit it. Between my pussy and this drip, you might wanna watch how nigga don't slip. I'm talking about tight, I'm talking about grip. I'm stacking a mold in the blood in the crib. Niggas admire the way that I'm built. Might let them spank it and give me a whip. I ain't doing nothing extra, this is strictly for my pleasure.
I'm putting it down on the Adderall. Went for 2 hours on Adderall. Went for 3 hours on Adderall. Hit it for hours on Adderall. Piping it down on the Adderall. Piping it up on the Adderall. Knocking you off on the Adderall. Feel so good I eat it. 5 in the morning I need it. Knocking the bed off the hinges. Get in your mouth like a dentist. Real life longer than Guinness. Pressure, she good for the image. I put her in vintage. I'ma take care of business. Drop a bag here. I'ma give
What a lame ass song. Fucking lame. Just for the record, for those people who enjoy coffee, I started drinking this coffee when I was in Louisiana. And they do have what I would consider to be a great Louisiana version, which is chicory root and coffee mixed. But it's very potent. Like when you get that chicory root coffee blend, that shit will purge your liver, girl. Just letting you know. So if you don't want a liver cleanse, don't get the chicory root kind. But this is great coffee, honestly. Like I started drinking it in Louisiana. I got put onto it by. It's all these stories. Everything's a story. It is. Everything's a story. Like I could do a stream about how I started drinking because it's just so many. This is people, you know. Like there's a whole person behind Community Coffee for me. His name is. What is it? Scotty. That's his name. Sorry, I forgot it. Scotty from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Went to LSU games together. He turned me on to community. I'm like, God damn, this coffee's good. And then when I moved to Texas and they have it like, this is what they have in the gas stations out there a lot of times, this type of coffee. It's like Community Coffee get going hard as fuck, bro. Don't sleep on Community Coffee, bro. Just because it's called Community, girl. It's some good coffee. It's better than Dunkin' Donuts. If you're just a regular person, you're not buying exotic brands at Whole Foods, okay? I've had plenty of exotic brands from Whole Foods. I've done the whole, let me try this blend and this $20 blend. And my sister used to bring me home like gifts of coffee. Here, try this exotic blend of spiced rum, hazelnut, vanilla note, whiskey-infused coffee beans. Just give me regular, bitch. Just give me regular. All this fancy stuff. Okay. Anyways, this is a great brand. I'm not making any money from saying this.
Ocean Park. And if the beat live, you know Lil Ju made it. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Post me a pic, finna make me a profit. When the liquor hit, then the bitch get toxic.
Why the fuck you in the club with niggas wild?
I've been lit since brunch, that shit. Order 42 for the table, let's pop shit. Missionary or a doggy style on my top shit. Pussy ass niggas hating on me from the closet. Hoes trying to call me a snake, shit, I guess I can relate. Cause the bitch spit a whole lot of venom. And since these hoes all rats, when they come around me, all I see is a whole lot of dinner. I walk around the house butt naked and I stop at air mirror just to stare at my own posterior. I don't give a fuck who talk behind my back. The bitch knew better than to let me hear. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Hands on my knees, hands on my knees, hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shit. Hands on my knees, hands on my knees. Hoes said they was wish a bitch would. I'm a genie, bitch so hot, gotta stay in bikinis. He got a girl, but he keep begging to see me. I love it when a nigga got a mouth full of BBs. No, I'm not a patient, but I let him treat me. I gotta be a doctor, how I'm ordering CCs. Go to your place, no face, no case. 99% tent in a blacked out rape. I remember hoes used to clap for me happily. Now I'm bossed up and them same hoes mad at me, acting like they rhyme whole time trying to pass me. Watching me go through it, still trying to drag me. Acting like you winning if you think about it actually. Are they supporting you or really just attacking me? I don't give a fuck about a bug trying to bash me. I'm a shit girl, they're recording it. My car like the Batmobile, fly shit, 101. I like Debbie cakes, I keep my purse filled with a honey bun. And if you didn't know, that is the lingo for a honey cake. I told that nigga I'm everything he need, like a one a day. Yeah, make that shit drop. If that bitch thinks she don't go, make that bitch stop. New to you, but I been had it. You know what really make me smile? When a bitch mad. I got two niggas tricking, telling me they love me, and they both mean it. That's a double entendre. I told them save a seat, right there on their faces. I know his bitch keep wondering why he takes in reservations. He keep begging me for one piece Luffy. All around the world trying to get this coochie. Rhyme before like Shaggy and Scooby. Say he a shooter, I call him the duty. Face down, ass up, pussy clean, tear it up. Everything look cooler in reverse, bitch, back it up. Yeah, make that shit drop. If that bitch thinks she don't go, make that bitch stop. New to you, but I been had it. You know what really make me smile? When a bitch mad. Kill them bitches, send them to the gulag. Hot girl shit, never let them cool off. Make them do what I say, he my voodoo dog. Back shots, balcony, we don't care who saw. One thing about me that you need to know, I ain't nothing like none of these average hoes. Cause I fucking want to if they ask me why. I'm from the south side, niggas can't make me cry. Nigga, this head game lethal. Use my tongue, put thread through a needle. Bitch, I'ma move these hoes, my sequels. Keep a pussy hoe real tight like a kegel. Yeah, self-esteem high, bank account full. Hoes going down, trying to look at my jewels. Ass real fat, and my pussy get you. If I worry about the hate, I'll be a damn fool. If I was worried about y'all niggas, how y'all be worried about me? I'll be fucked up too. Hey, your Instagram account seeing more interactions than your bank account seeing any transactions. Let her talk shit whole time I'm laughing. I'll never give a bum bitch satisfaction. Why? I'm way too player. Hoes love saying they a demon, I'm a prayer. Drop a little verse when they get to acting up. Put my hand in her face and her back where she from. Bitch, I'm about my money. Pussy out when I'm feeling real cunty. He like I'm thick with the accent country. Tell it so for for my undies. I want the soul out you like some tennis shoes. I'm finna bust that pussy wide like 10 to 2. I got a nigga, but I think some of you bitches cute. Cut the combo short, fuck an interview. And when I show my wild side, make them doodle too. I got these niggas blushing, looking like they Pikachu. I'm the hot girl, feeling like Charizard. And he waving away, he like my body addictive, it's driving him crazy. I think I gotta run from him. Don't know what to do without it. He fucking with you, I doubt it. They don't understand that I'm all in his head and there's nothing to do with my body. You've been feeling for me lately, going crazy, crazy. I got what you need, I'm gonna give it to you, baby. Going crazy, crazy, feeling for me lately. I got what you need, I'm gonna give you what you crave. I'm a big old freak, I love to talk my shit. And you must be a pussy boy if you get offended. Bitches seen the snow, they love me cause I'm cold. And you can't take no nigga from me, I got my control. Hey, I wanna fuck in the mirror, I like to look at your face when you in it. Come in the room and I'm giving commands. I am the captain and he the lieutenant. I need that neck like a motherfucking pendant. Need you to spit, make that motherfucker glisten. Tell him shut up, make that motherfucker listen. I bet he gon' like it, he won't do no tripping. Ain't nobody freak like me, Get what you need like me, Ain't nobody got up on their tip-toes and roll to the tip like me, I got him like Biggie, he fiendin'. My body a drug and he need it. He begging me for the treatment. He throw a fit when I leave. Baby, let me rub on you. Little love from you. My body, it don't stop. Pop that cat, just like that, shake that shit, work it, bitch, don't stop. Pop that cat, just like that, shake that shit, work it, bitch.
Just for the date, see, you got to go. Roll a spade, she got your cold. What's around chain? Let me see, pinky in the brain. Our baby mamas ain't the same. Now she like, baby, that ice my chain. I you better come and give me top like a crane. You a bitch and a whole bunch of game. Hey, shake what you got there, yeah. And I'm ice so rich like a player. Doc Miami, LA. Yes, now the ass is fat like an acre. Come to the spot and we lay up. Now cream that pussy like mayors. Ever since I got my cake up, I've been running these bitches like mayor. Don't stop, hatchback, shaking that ass on Snapchat. Off the strip and shaking that ass. What you do for these rats? What my thoughts said, I just breathe this bitch like a bird, yeah. What my dad said, when we hit it for the best, say slash, slash.
Don't stop, pop that cat, just like that, shake that shit, work it, bitch. Don't stop, pop that cat, just like that, shake that shit, work it, bitch. I'm gon' blow him like AC, give me big head like IT, lick me till I scream, twist his tongue like I mean, my body so out of this world, change my act, name the Astro Girl. People sound way too full of myself, you're right, and I ain't even made it to dessert. But we no angels, start no spangle. 40-inch weed by killing don't tango. Call my drug dealer boyfriend on tango. Use the tahini when I'm eating a mango. Yeah, I get jealous. If you ate it real good, I can't help it. Any bitch you fucking with, you need to get it. Before I come through and shit get hectic.
Baby, that's my baby.
Her friends and her mom hate go. Lay down on the bed, do the cry, baby. She ain't gave me none that puss in a while. She had the boy waiting, I don't mind waiting. Oh, you ain't gonna respond to my text? Oh, yeah. Want me keep on my diamonds with sex? What's your name? Keisha, Key, Jazz, Kiera, Megan, go, Lisa, Ashley, Sierra, Sarah. She got her hands on her knees with her ass in the air. Who that little bitch a player? If her friends ain't around to record it, she been over, shake that little ass in the mirror. Like, I am. What a nigga gotta do for your number? Shorty came through with that hair so good, I said, fucking, I ain't using no rubber. Way she made that ass bounce, think I love her. Got that ass in that mouth from her mother. Type to make you bae mad, you in trouble. NBA playoffs, that ass, it's a bubble. Like, come on, throw that ass back.
That ain't the baby, that's my baby.
Her friends and her mom hate go. Lay down on the bed, do the cry, baby. Go. She ain't gave me none that puss in a while. She had the boy waiting, I don't mind waiting. Oh, you ain't gonna respond to my text? Oh, yeah? Want me keep on my diamonds with sex? What's your name?
Real hot girl shit. I just wanna tell Megan, he's safe to keep me up. Yeah, nigga, we'll see. I want just one nut. Daddy, I'm the whole tree.
You don't know what my life
Yeah. Eat it till I kick you out.
I just need to say this. This absolutely does tie into the people who I'm trying to find a dignified way of saying this. The people who have no respect for their own cocks or pussies. Those people. I'm not dry hating on Megan Thee Stallion. This is just literally, honestly, some of the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. And I can explain why in full detail. Going from the sonics and to her cadence, to her delivery, to the content of what she's saying. I hate her flow. The main thing that makes Megan Thee Stallion, and I knew this, I watched her blow up. I literally recorded a diss track of this bitch in 2000. What was it? I was in Missouri. I was in the Ozark Mountains and I recorded a diss track. This is when I first realized who she was and I knew she was going to pop. And I tagged her in it. It was just a shitty little fucking song I made up about her. And she blocked me on Twitter. Because I said she looked like a man and she sounded like a man and, shit like that. It was this whole diss track. It was just for fun. It was high. I was living on a stoner farm in Missouri. Ozark shit. It was the fall of 2018, girl. Tina Snow blocked me on at the Stallion. I'm blocked on Twitter because of that diss track that I made of her. I think she reported my account too. She's a Karen. Megan Thee Stallion is literally Karen. But I knew she was gonna blow up because seriously, she had the look that was needed at the time. Big titties and ass. And she has that deep voice and that certain she sounds gangsta, but she's not gangsta. She's not Gangsta Boo. I like listening to Gangsta Boo because Gangsta Boo is actually about that life. Megan Thee Stallion just has a deep ass fucking voice. She doesn't have in terms of her sex appeal, she has no real sex appeal. Personality wise, there's no sex appeal there. She's a goofy cornball. But what makes her sexy is what she says. I'm going to suck your dick. And she says it with gangsta delivery and a very deep baritone voice. And then, of course, she's got them big old fucking double D's and that fat ass. That's it. That's it. Other than that, she ain't really got no swagger. And everybody that's somebody in Houston, Texas knows this. Shout out to Mob Radio. Shout out to motherfucking Milagro Grams, the one and the literal only. The person with the actual radio show on Station Head. She cracks me up. I've been listening. There are a couple of podcasty type things that I listen to. And Mob Radio is one of them. And I only like listening to Milagro when she starts talking shit about Megan Thee Stallion, because her fucking hatred for Megan Thee Stallion is so deep. And it's literal, because Milagro is in Houston and is friends with Tory Lanez and Jay Prince. So Milagro would know how deep it goes for Megan Jovan Ruth Pete girl from Pearland. Megan Thee Stallion, I can't stop talking about her, because that was the thematic nature of last night. I mean, some female at the bar literally is like, I love Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm like, okay, I'm the real pinhead, okay? I literally introduced myself as Pinhead to a lot of the dudes. I'm like, and then some people are like, oh my God, this one dude at the other bar walked him. He's like, I heard you had cancer. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't have cancer. I don't have cancer, even though I could have milked that for a while, maybe for some like free drinks, but I'm not shitty like that. I don't have cancer. I don't have AIDS. The dude who picked my chair up last night, I mean, the super hot guy, once again, things that have never happened 101. I've never had a dude push me into the bar. It's just these little things. Just these little things. I feel like I was in a high chair. He like picked my chair up and pushed me into the bar to make sure I was tucked in. Chivalry is not dead. And I turned to him after he did that as an iconic statement for myself. And I said, I don't have cancer. I don't have AIDS, and I'm not a lesbian. He's like, that's wonderful. And I said, exactly. And then he went and sat at his table, and I just was like amazed at how hot he was. But I didn't bother him. I will say this last night. There were two dudes at Scruffy's that I was like, honestly, goddamn. One was black, one was white. They were both equally hot to me. And if I had to choose, both had to they were both big men. Like, it was like hot big men night. I'm like, oh my God. They were both over 6 feet. Not like jacked, but like naturally muscular. Well, it's not natural, but they weren't like, I'm just bulking. It wasn't bulky weight. They weren't like, it's not that bloated look that bulkers have, like Chris Hemsworth does. It's giving bloated muscle, not actual muscle. Anyways, do you, boo. But the point is, I mean, I just honestly I was taken aback, like breathless at the beauty that I had not. I mean, I've called dudes beautiful. I'm like, I thought I'd seen the hottest guy in town. That's why I said to Chance at the time that I met him, I'm like, you're the hottest guy I've ever seen. Because that's that I'd seen yet. You know what I mean? Like, yet. But that's definitely changed. Johnny, honestly, in my opinion, and I'm not saying this to be shit, Chance does have a beautiful face, was looking a little dingy and a little dusty last night. Maybe bad week. A little bloated too. But I mean, other than that, his face is still aesthetically beautiful. But because he's so shitty, you know, they lose their luster. Like, you saw them as so fucking fine, but it's like because of their personality, they just like kind of shrivel in front of you, and you no longer see them as physically attractive. That's Chance. I don't find him physically. When I looked at him last night, I didn't find him physically attractive. I just saw him as morbidly obese for some reason. It's the spirit of greed that is inside him. I literally saw a fat guy. Even though he's not technically, literally, physically fat, I just saw his energy as obese because he's just greedy. It's that Native American Navajo greed. You know, it's not. I just can't do the Navajo cock, bro. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm never gonna try again. And that was the first time I've ever tried. Not really, but You know, I'm never going to get involved with another Navajo or an Arapaho or a Slapaho. You know, that a hoe, you know, like gotta go, you know, like I'm good. I'll just stick to the Cherokee side of things. And God, I didn't say it to this dude because I wasn't in the mood to meet dudes last night and find out. It's just better to just observe them from afar, you know. That's what I did because I'm like, the moment if we get involved, it's probably going to be shitty. So let me just appreciate your beauty. As long as we're not involved, everything's fine. You're beautiful. And there was this one, I don't even know if he was black. I mean, he looked, if you were to say what's his ethnicity, like on the basic pea brain of black, white, I have no idea what that dude was. He looked like a mixture of every ethnicity on earth. And I'm like, wow, like that is an amazing face. Like, I can't even pinpoint where you came from. I like that. And then the white guy too. I'm like, why are you so hot? It's intimidating is what it is. I like it though. I like being overpowered by male beauty. I love it. I do. I enjoy it. I love feeling overpowered and just in awe of male. Like, I like that feeling. You know, I didn't go out last night to awe anybody. Like, sis, I was not expecting any dude to even look at me. I just expected everyone to laugh at me, honestly. Because I'm like, and surprisingly enough, last night, people were interested in me more than usual. Like, seemingly, is it genuine interest? But it was like, people were like, it had the opposite effect is what I'm saying. I've shaved my head before, yes. But when I did shave my head, I was living in exile. San Antonio, 2019. Took me a whole year to grow out my hair because I shaved it when I was in Missouri after Thanksgiving. And so I had a bald fade all through the winter, bro. But I was in exile. I didn't go socialize, so I didn't really have to worry about what I looked like. I didn't go out in public I didn't go out like and socialize with a bald head, you know. I was just like to the grocery store and back home really quick, like wear a hat. So this is my first time for real being bald in public and like socializing. And I was not expecting anyone to pay me any mind last night, but the dudes were actually more respectful to me last night. They were like, because I'm like, oh, I know I look dumb. I just started, like, when a dude was near me, I'm like, I know I'm not a mean person. I probably look scary. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I look scary or something, you know, probably look weird. It's fine. You know, I was just making fun of myself to people. I'm like, I know I look like a penis. When I met the hoes, when they invited me over to save me from this other dude, I said, I know I look like a penis. Y'all can laugh at me. Do not care. Oh, no, you don't look like a penis. I'm like, yes, I do, girl. And I'm totally here for it. It's only for a little while. It's just a vibe. And I've decided after last night, I am going to keep this bald fade because the whole idea is I'm going to grow my hair out. But it's too soon to start growing hair out right now. It's too hot. And I don't want to start the hair growing process and then like be like, it's too this August is going to be brutal. So I'm just going to wait and just keep it short for the whole month of August and maybe start the hair growing process in the month of September. Because once I commit to that, I can't cut my hair after that. It's just got to all grow at one time. And I want to have long hair down my ass again. It's the process of growing your hair out. But we're going to do that in the winter months when I can wear lots of hats. You know, can't wait for the winter. Or I might not even go out at all this winter. We don't know if we're going to make it through August. That's the point. We don't know if we will survive the month of August. We don't know that. So, but beyond all that, last night when I went out, I wasn't going out to like, I definitely was not thinking I was attractive. I was just like, here I am. And I was happy to see so much male beauty last night. I was like, I didn't want to stare, but I'm like, I just saw it and I'm like, oh, just being near your masculine beauty was enough for me. Oh yeah, I need to pay attention to the time. Holy shit. I'm just like, wow, the time has flown. That's good. I'll be looking at my email like, okay, because nothing's happening over there. But it was very nice to go out and not go home with anybody. That was nice. Honestly, it was. It felt good. It's like, I don't want, for it to have been National One Night Stand Night. I'm happy that I didn't go home with somebody and then wake up this morning. That is the worst feeling ever. I mean, once again, Chance, like I didn't have a one night stand with Jose. Like, he never slept over at my house, and I didn't wake up in the morning next to Jose. Me and Jose didn't sleep together. It was just like, hey, he's coming over really quick. Like, me and Jose never had intercourse. So I woke up this morning having seen Mr. One Night Stand last night on National One Night Stand Night. Because, I mean, the whole town, it was packed. It was giving orgy, and all the orgy people and swinger people were out. All of the studs, all of the fucking power couples were out last night. All of the hot guys and the hot bitches were out last night, right? Saudis, everyone was out last night. All of them. So I know everybody was into their one night stand bag last night. I was solicited for the same thing. And if you didn't have a one night stand, you had a gang bang. And if you didn't have a gang bang, you had an orgy. There's a difference. And if you didn't have an orgy, you had a swingers party. That's it. That's all that was going on last night. I got invited to a little bit of everything. But waking up this morning after seeing Chance and after being in all that ambiance all night, it was nice to not wake up the same way that I woke up when Chance, that's what I'm referring to. That was a horrible feeling, waking up next to him and him being shitty. Nothing worse than letting somebody fuck you and then the next morning they treat you like dog shit. It's like, wow, like, and Chance, it's just like, he's a piece of shit. Like, when somebody treats you like that, you internalize it and make it seem like it's something that you did. And no dude has ever treated me the way Chance treated me that night and that morning. The morning after, it's more of the morning after. Like, he is a plan B that popped. You know what I mean? Like, he's got plan B dick. Like, he definitely was giving plan B energy. And it's like, I don't fuck with plan B dick, dude. Because it takes a plan B dick to fuck with a plan B pussy. And I don't have plan B pussy. There is no plan B. There is no plan. I don't have a plan. Do I look like Planned Parenthood? I don't have Planned Parenthood pussy, bitch. You know, I don't. BK, let's just take a moment. Let's take a moment. I'm going to let you have that. I didn't let you have it before because I'm like, you know me, I don't focus on that as like the thing to, I was never going out of my way to shame Chance or be mean to him. That was not my goal. That was his goal. His goal was to be meanie pants to me. That's why he left his underpants at my house to disrespect me. And that's why I had to burn them. Right? But I'll let you have that, BK. Was it even 2 pumps? I honestly don't really remember. I just know it was incredibly, I don't even know. it didn't seem to go on for that long. You know, when you're in the throes of the moment and you know, it's already like what, 4 o'clock in the morning, who knows? That wasn't I was never mad about that, by the way. I never was mad. I know this is what he's focusing on, and he's allowed to. It's his thing to say, and there's a reason why he's saying it. But I promise you, I was never really tripping on the sexual aspect of Chance. That was not what I was pissed about. Like, I wasn't pissed that the sex went on for, like, I was not pissed about I was never pissed about that. I wasn't. It was the surrounding elements of his disrespect that pissed me off. I wouldn't have cared if he had fucked me at all that night, to be honest. I wasn't the one, like, desperately asking him, please fuck me. He was the one over there doing the Lord's Prayer of should I fuck or should I not on my couch, you know, so I wasn't really worried about it. So I've not been the one tripping over his. Once again, I've tried to make sure, like, I've made sure he knew why I was upset. I wasn't messaging him on some, your dick game was horrible. Like, no, that wasn't the issue for me. But it is what it is. I mean, everything about that motherfucker was weird. And even seeing him last night, it's like very weird. And his homeboy's weird. They're weirdos. And I'm sick of seeing their asses. I really realized that last night. I'm like, I would be content to never see y'all ever the fuck again. And let me tell you this, BK, because I saw him last night. You said I'd never see him again. Oh, I saw him last night. At some point, his homeboy that he's always booed up with, his homeboy, I'm sitting there talking to this other dude who was literally a Ted Bundy knockoff. And I was just being polite, but he was really annoying me, but I was just being polite. You know what I mean? Because I was just in my bag of being kind and gentle last night. So I wasn't being mean to anybody. And he was just a very short man who looked like Ted Bundy, who just wanted my pussy very badly and wouldn't leave me alone. So he was talking to me, and then Chance's homeboy is somewhat behind him. I'm facing the band. There's a dance floor. At some point, Chance's homeboy squares up directly in front of me, looks me dead in my eyes, and does this. You know, and then he starts flexing. I'm like, what a strange person. You know what I mean? What is your point? It's just, they're just weirdos. Like, the whole thing is just like, I'm really just grossed out by both of them. It's not that I'm trying to be petty. It's just that I'm not trying to not be petty. You're allowed to say anything that you want to about Chance. When I tell you, BK, that I am absolutely, absolutely disgusted at him, I mean, it's there's no sexual swag, dude. Like, now he's the type of dude that gets all of the thotties. When you go out in the social setting, and you've been there, BK, before marriage, back in your glory days of something else, not that you're not still in your glory days, but the other glory days of that lifestyle. You know what I mean? All of the hotties. He gets all of the hotties. Who flexes at fame? He flexed at me, dude. He wasn't flexing at the dude that was talking to me, because that dude was facing me, his back to that dude. He literally squares up at me and he goes, "Rah, rah," and he starts doing like the fucking Zeus shit. And I'm like, and then that wasn't it. Like, when he got done doing that, he turned around, and then he positions himself like, this is Chance's homeboy. Chance's homeboy was like squared up, like facing me most of the evening. And I'm like, go away. This has been my thing with these dudes. This is pre-existing me having sex with Chance. This is what these dudes have been doing to me since I started going out. And I've seen them. They'll sit there. Chance's homeboy has been it's more Chance. Before it was Chance's homeboy, right? And he would stand next to me, talk to me, stare at me, position himself near me. Chance's homeboy. For weeks. And then Chance was always running around the bar, chasing thotties and thotties chasing him. While his homeboy would just stand there, usually not doing that, just usually he's just standing there and then he's staring at me. He's like, and he was doing that last night. And I'm like, what's your deal? Do you need to say something? Like, what's your fucking deal? It's weird. Like, what do you want, dude? Because I was talking to Chance's homeboy before I talked to Chance. Like, that's who I talked to first. I even gave him my number because I'm like, you keep staring at me. You keep like, here's my number. Like, you want to talk? Like, what's your fucking deal? No, he didn't want to talk. So what do you want? He's a fucking weirdo. That's why I have this on the screen. Because I dead ass mean this shit. Some people make Louisiana look bad, and that's what Chris Hemsworth does. I'm not using his government name. I'll protect his identity. We would hate for his government name to be out. Who flexes at a female at a bar? He's a weirdo, like. And then he's so weird. It's like I can feel him try, because like when I saw them way before I had to encounter them. And there was one part when Chris Hemsworth was walking by me and he's like, hey, he did that like weirdo, hey. And I'm like, just go away. Like, why do you give me 83-year-old geriatric old white country man? Like, why do you give old white dick energy? Like, not fresh, young white man, like, old, like hillbilly, fucking my guitar and my banjo. I've been putting dip in my lip for 50 years. My wife died and I got my mistress now and my tractor and my mother. Like, it's giving that vibe. Like, can you get some goddamn swag? Barbarian King doesn't understand this. Thank you. We're not talking about cool white people, BK. We're talking about the not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, work with me. It's corny. It's not Alice in Chains, cool white people. Like, it's not Pink Floyd cool. It's like cornball cringe, like the ultimate cringe. Like, who flex? It's definitely incel. It's definitely incel. It's definitely incel. You're correct. I was honestly, I'm like, is this dude about like, because when it's these things, these markers in time. Like, I've never had a dude flex at me at the bar. And at first when he did that, I'm like, is he trying to say that I'm looking mighty strong? Like, I didn't know what he was, what are you saying? Like, when you flex at a female. He just did it to me. Like, he wasn't doing it to anyone else. He just, and I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like, I look good? Like, what are you trying to say? That you can tell I've been working out? Like, what are you trying to say? Because I haven't seen them in 2 months or something like that. I don't know. Like, I haven't seen Chance in 2 months. I've seen Chris. I call him Chris. A few times, but not any time recently. They haven't been out in a long time. It's been weeks. And Chance hasn't been out for 2 months. So just seeing his dingy face last night. And he was, oh, you should have seen him, BK. Of course you can't see him. I'm giving you, there was at one point I happened to look over because I was purposely not looking at him because I'm like, I don't want to see you. You're gross. His eyes were rolled back in his head. Like, he was like, giving himself so hard to the shitty music that was playing, you know, passing his dick around per usual. Oh, you're right. You should have said you flexed at me longer than your boy Chance fucked me. Damn. Actually, that's probably true. I almost did go up to him, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to talk to that motherfucker ever again. I'm sick of his ass. He's annoying. He's a pussy. He'll do all that shit. Like, if he'll do all that staring and flexing and like da 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 and like looking at me and gesturing towards me. But when I say hello to him, he's like, I'm like, fuck you, nigga, you fuck face bitch. You look bloated, number one, Chris. He's got that bloated body. It's not like BK lean and mean machine, even though we don't have proof because you haven't sent me a selfie yet, BK. So part of me feels like you're trolling me, but I hope you're not, because you better be as lean as you said you are. Don't lie. I don't feel that he would lie about that, but I don't know for sure. But I just pretend that you're lean because I don't have proof. It doesn't matter. I'm not your wife. The point is, yay! Chris Hemsworth has that too much pre-workout thing going on. I know you know, because I know you're like a fitness expert. I'm not. But he's got that bloatedness of somebody who takes too much pre-workout. It's just that super bulkiness. He hasn't skipped leg day, but it's still too bulky, you know? And he wears the fitted jeans, so his ass is out. And it's definitely given like, it's given a little Brokeback, just a little bit Brokeback Mountain thing going on. Just a little bit. I was just looking at him like, you now look, because when I first saw him, I'm like, yeah, you look like Chris Hemsworth. Now I realize they look like the bloated version of, like, for some reason, when I saw Chance, I almost did not recognize, I'm telling you, because when I walked into that bar, I'm coming from another bar that was packed to the brim full of hot ass. It's a hot vibe. I barely wanted to leave, but Okama's like, we got to go. Because it was still a big crowd at Scruffy's when I left. Usually, Scruffy's has died down, and then we go to another bar, but it was packed up until the very end, and that's very abnormal. So when I first walked in, I'm walking in, and it's already packed in the bar, and I see at the end of the bar where me and Okama usually make a beeline to the very end of the bar to order a drink because there's so many people crowding the dance floor area. And I see this dingy shape of a bloated face. And I'm like, is that Chance? Oh my God, it's Chance. Why does he look so fucking fat? Was my first thought. I'm like, he looks fat. It's like a certain bloatedness going on that he didn't have when I had sex with him. He's gotten fatter or something. Maybe he's just been sitting in his room for the last 2 months eating Cheetos and hot dogs or something. I don't know, but they look fatter than usual. He didn't have when I met Chance, he had like a very chiseled, like, you know, standing up straight, like Greek statue, like glistening tan. He lost the glisten. It was more dusty. I'm dead ass serious. Even Okama noticed this. She's like, why does he look like that? Because she saw him the night before we had sex. I mean, Okama saw him at Scruffy's because they were out Thursday night. I was out Thursday night, and then I saw him Friday night, and then we had sex that night. So she was like, what's up with that dude? Like, why does he look like that now? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, his whole appearance, the whole aura had changed. He just looked like he'd been rolling around in the hay and the dust for a while, maybe eating too many biscuits, and just had that bloated cowboy thing going on, him and his homeboy. And I'm like, that is not, how did you gain so much weight in so little time? You know, he just looked really bad. And he spent a lot of time on the dance floor. Chance did. I mean, I had to see him because he positioned himself right. And at one point, he was basically having sex with this when I say pass around hoe, it's because I've seen her passed around. I'm not just calling people out their name. When I call a female a pass around hoe at this specific bar that I'm talking about, it's because I have seen them get passed around every weekend that I've been out. Okay? I watch these females get passed around. So Chance just has sex with pass around hoes. When he had sex with me, I was not a pass around hoe. I had only had dealings with one dude named Jose. And I had not had any sex. I wasn't like fucking a bunch of people in between. I even told Chance, I was even nice enough to give Chance my sexual history out of respect, because I'm like, you want to know who you're putting your dick in. I'm not going to sit here and offer up dirty pussy to you. I made sure to clean my pussy after Jose for the next dude. Y'all don't even do that. You're that disrespectful. No, and fuck with her and her. Who is this? Is this Okama? It has. I literally cannot hear you. Do not say where you're at. What the fuck is going on? You're done? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okama has lost. I mean, Okama's jacked. She be in the weight. She be doing the weights for real. Like I just pretend like I show it off, Okama. Show it off, bitch. She's lost a lot of weight. No, put the phone down. No, put the phone down and stand away from the screen so everybody can see. Because I mean, she's been actually working out for real. Like I don't be working out for real. This bitch be in there doing all the whole circuit shit. Let's see, girl. Girl, she's got it. Her legs be looking good. Like she looking good. Now she does have, because she lost a lot of weight a long time ago, so she knows about it. I'm saying it because she can't speak for herself. She has some of the loose skin because she had all the weight loss. But if she didn't have the loose skin, she has a 6-pack. I dead ass mean that. She has a 6-pack. She does. So she, when you lose like 200 pounds, so she has some of the loose skin, but she refuses to get surgery. But she's still looking good. Oh, you look good. You look good. It's iconic. Say hello to Mike. Mikey. Are you going to get in trouble? Girl, we can't even hear you. I mean, I don't know if anybody, can you hear? Barbarian King says, very well done. He would know because he's the fitness expert. Hold on, let me see if I can hear. I don't know if it's just me or if it's, I don't know what the fucking deal is this. Hold on. You look better than the bloated fucking mess that we saw last night. God, I'm just over here talking shit about Chance and Chris Hemsworth. That's all what's happening right now. Nobody can hear you. I'm just over here talking shit about Chance and Chris Hemsworth. That's all. I can't hear you. I don't know why. It might be because you have the Bluetooth headphones in, sis. That might be the thing. I don't know, sis. I'm not a technology expert like Ted Bundy. Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, I had to take my headphones out, so don't say anything crazy.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Shh.
No, I'm almost done. I'm just waiting.
Do not say where you're working. Don't say where you're at. Okay.
I know. I'm not. I'm just waiting. I'm almost. So you might want to take off because are you going to meet me?
Of course I am.
All right.
What time? I mean, what we talking about? Like how?
Well, let me mop first because
I'm in a very chill state of mind. So I will. Yeah. Making my way downtown, walking slowly. Just let me know, and then I'll just meander. Like if you want to, you take your time. I'll take my time, girl. Like we're gonna get there.
Okay.
You feel me? Like I'm not in a rush. Like you do, and just let me know, and then I'll take. It takes me, sis. It takes me like 15 minutes to walk if I walk the way I walk.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be paying.
Right,
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. She was there last night, girl. I don't be making these stories up. Okama was asleep in her room when Chance was over here. The reason I say that with the sound of like unbelievable is not because I'm trying to convince the audience that he was here. I think Chance is trying to unconvince himself that he was here. You know, he acts like he doesn't know us, which is why he's a piece of shit. There is nothing sexy about somebody who has sex with somebody and then acts like they don't know them. There is nothing sexy about that. What makes you sexy is you acknowledging that person. Chance is not sexy. That's not giving grown and sexy. Once again, I'm not advocating for one night stands, and I'm not advocating for, you know, I'm not advocating for promiscuity and orgies and being a swinger. But, you know, there is levels to shittiness. And honestly, whether or not you're having a one night stand, baby girl, or having a swingers party or an orgy or gay sex or who knows, whatever you're doing, if you can't acknowledge the person that you have, like literally acknowledge them when you see them in public, you are literally the lowest of the low. You're the lowest of the low. It doesn't make me look bad, because that's the point of Chance. Chance wanted me to look bad, thinking I was looking bad, because after he put his dick inside of me and I saw him. This is my sister calling. Damn it, she's always calling at the wrong time. I'll call her later, doesn't matter. She's at the beach. She's been going to the beach every weekend because she's, anyways, girl. So it's the whole thing. Like, I went up to Chance because I have dignity, and I was like, I just wanted you to know that it's not going to be weird. And he acted like I was the most repulsive thing he'd ever seen. I'm like, so he's tried to make me feel bad, you know, because I have dignity. And people who have no dignity want you to always feel like you're shitty, and they make you seem, because they have no dignity. Chance has no dignity, you know, so for someone to have dignity, that's foreign to him. And I dead ass mean this in I'm not just shit talking. I'm not running a hate train. This is very literal. This person has no self-respect. I've seen who he goes home with. This is before I had sex with him. That's why I was never even paying attention to him, because I'm like, ugh. I've seen who he fucks. You know? So I already knew this. But when I talked to him, I'm like, Shirley, I was mostly interested in talking to him the night that we had sex later. Once again, the night we had sex, I didn't go into that thinking, like, talking to him like, I want to fuck this dude. I was just wanting to know who's that man in the mirror. Surely, if I wanted to talk to Chance, saying, surely you're not as shallow as you look. Because I'm telling you, motherfuckers, when I had been seeing him out all those weeks, and this is like, I'm dealing with Jose, so I wasn't out to get new cock. I had been seeing him the whole time, you know. I just saw him as a very, very shallow person. Him and his homeboy. He just looked so shallow. Like, I'm just like, just looking at him without even talking to him, I'm just like, that's a shallow person. This is before I saw him at the bar that, you know, because I would see him at Scruffy's. Scruffy's is not a place where you be bumping and grinding. Like, it's just a stand around bar. But the other bar is like, I mean, we're basically having sex on the dance floor. I mean, I can grab your pussy and your titties and nobody's going to say anything type of shit. Bitches is literally like, for real, grinding on cock on that dance floor. So just seeing Chance at Scruffy's, the mom and pop's, like, more family friendly bar, I saw him as shallow. I'm like, I just looked at him and I said, I'm not even going to give him a chance, because just looking at him, he looks shallow. And then when I finally did go to the other bar, because of Jose saying, go to the other bar. So I'm like, you know what? Just to spite Jose in my mind. This is the days of me getting over Jose. I documented all of this. I did. Documented all of this. I actually do have a lot of these live streams. I've just privated them for certain days when we do Throwback Day. I'm like, let's go back to 2 months ago and see what was happening. So I finally went to that bar Jose said go to, which is where I've been going ever since. And that's when I saw Chance in action. I'm like, wow, like he's actually what I thought he was, pretty shallow. And so the night that I talked to him because I was bored. Okama wasn't going out with me at this time. It was just me by myself. And I was bored standing there, and he walked behind me, and there was no one else behind me. And I'm at the window overlooking the street. So it's just like this open area that was my spot to stay at those first few weeks of me acclimating to that environment before I became sitting at the table. And then I've moved from the table to the dance floor and the seating on the dance floor. But I'm getting acclimated to the environment. Like it's a certain vibe. So this mother Chance is standing right behind me. Nobody else is behind me. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll go say hey to him. Because I've been seeing him out a million times. Like we've actually had a couple encounters at Scruffy's because him and his homeboy would stand right behind me. There's a whole bar, but they stand right. So I'm like, hi. Like I was always friendly to him, And then the previous night, Thursday night, not the night that we had sex, but I had saw him out at Scruffy's Thursday night, and he was standing at the end of the bar. And I'm like, okay, so finally I'm like, okay, I'll just say something to him because he's standing right there. And the first thing I said was, you're one of the most aesthetically beautiful faces I've seen in the city. And that was a fact. Did I say, I want to fuck you tonight? Did I say, I think you're a deep person? No, I'm like, I just started off with, you're aesthetically pleasing. And me saying that to him, there ended up being this whole conversation after that point where he just started expressing himself to me. It's not like I said, you'll talk to me right now, bitch. I didn't pin him down and force him to talk to me. Like I just said that and I was kind of prepared to walk away. And then he was like, oh, let's talk. And I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't prepared to talk to him. I also wasn't prepared to have sex with him. I was on my period. I was wearing a thong bikini, lay out, be going, because I don't be wearing underwear. So I'm on my period. So I wasn't prepared to have sex that night at all. I wasn't prepared to have a dude over at my house that night. If I had prepared in my mind to have a dude over, I would have straightened up my room more than it was already straightened. But I wasn't thinking anybody was coming over. So yeah, I was surprised that he was at my house too. I think he was too. Because, after talking to him, I'm like, oh, he's not as shallow as I thought he was. So that's also why I was like, oh, once the conversation got rolling, I'm like, oh, he's not as shallow as he looks. But he is a hoe. And a bottom bitch, but he's talking to me in a certain level of depth, So I'm like, I want to know more about you. I'm interested. This is interesting that you're such a slut. I was intrigued, I was like, you're such a slut, but you're expressing all of this to me. You're aware. You're aware of the problem, but you're not fixing it. That's intriguing to me. That's a certain level of psychotic. Let me make sure. Hold on. I got to make sure. I got to meet Okama for carb day. We're eating carbs today, Barbarian King. The only thing me and Okama have legitimately been eating the last week is meat and vegetables. Zero carbs in the sense of grains or potatoes. Like that shit. The only carbs we get are from zucchini and fucking. So we're backloading today. Today's super, if that's what you call it. I just say I'm gonna gorge on. We're going to a pizza place just today, and yeah, I'm gonna eat some fucking. I probably won't even. It's I know I'm gonna go there, but at the same time, I've also started to lose the desire for the carbs in that way. So I might even just get a Caesar salad. I don't fucking know. No, I'm gonna get a piece of pizza. But might even get a beer, girl. Yes, I now know I'm not showing off to I don't know how much body fat this is, and I mean this. Like, I've lost a lot. I've noticed that because I've lost weight, I haven't lost this much amount of weight or been this low since high school. So because I lost it so quickly, it's like the skin has to shrink back, because my skin, it stretches out when you get just a little bit of weight gain. Your skin is expanding. So you can have a little bit of loose skin even just from dropping 10 pounds, I've noticed. So tightening up, you got to drink your water. It takes time for skin to shrink down again. I mean, it will, and it can, but the more weight you've gained, the more loose skin you're going to have. But I do have a little bit because I was bloated, goddammit, for 10 years. But I'm not trying to get below 20% body fat. I'm reading. What? It's totally fine, but I find that to be funny. I do know that sesame oil, there are certain oils that you can apply that do help stimulate. It's not going to burn the fat cells, but it does help, But how much body fat do you think I have? Some of this is it's more like loose. It's not even this is not that much fat. It's just loose. I need to everything's got to be tightened. But I think I'm working with 20% body fat. Maybe it's not a whole lot. I don't know. But I don't want to get down. I'm not trying to get below 15% body fat. That's something about that. As a woman, it's different for dudes. I'm not trying to I'm not doing a bodily comparison of trying to have a dude's body. Dudes have a certain amount of body fat that they're naturally supposed to have. So I am too, okay? I need to have more body fat because I'm a female. I accept it. Hold on. I'm basically going to end up I'm not even going to care what I look like to go to this pizza place. That's why I love Sundays after drinking, because I give no fucks. I go out with my yesterday's makeup smeared all over my face, and I'm proud of my hangover. It's me. I survived. Some people didn't survive last night. Some people are popping Plan Bs this morning at CVS Pharmacy in the drive-thru. Yes. You can, Plan B's over the counter. Going back, we're circling back there. And Plan B is very bad for your health. You're not supposed to pop Plan Bs like they're fucking candy. You should be. Listen, this is another stream that I cannot have right now, but I'm riding this wave. It's called sexual health. There is a thing. Yes, there's condoms that are made for people who want to have sex, even in marriage. Condoms are not just made for whores and people who just want to have promiscuous sex. My parents used condoms. How do I know? I used to go look in my mother's drawer. I'm like, why do they have condoms? Because my mom didn't want to get pregnant again. Right? And then she did. So, And birth control, but people abuse that. They abuse the condoms. They abuse the Plan Bs. They abuse the birth control. You're not supposed to take a Plan B every weekend, girl. It's giving dead uterus, all right? You're taking an abortion pill. You're having a little miniature pharmaceutical abortion. That's what a Plan B is. It's to make you take it immediately to make sure nothing happens. It's like killing the baby before it takes root abortion. Don't even give it a chance to take root. That's what Chance is about. He's Mr. Plan B. He was basically having sex with multiple females on the dance floor last night. Tongue down throats, grinding, bumping and he did it right in front of me. And I'm like, good for you, dude. Oh yeah, the implant. Whatever anyone wants to do, honestly. I don't even know what that is actually. But then again, I'm not married. So I wouldn't know. Anyways, some people get vasectomies. Jose has a vasectomy. And so some people think that because they have a vasectomy, they can stick their dick in you raw and it doesn't matter because I can't get you pregnant. But I say, is your dick clean though? Just because you can't get me pregnant doesn't mean you have a clean cock. Weirdo alert. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Jose has a dirty dick. He just has a dirty aura. But yeah, dude, like just because you know, we forget what the condom is for. The condom is not only a birth control method for dudes, it's also don't get your, it's for me, it's always been about dirty dick. Like I've always been like, you put the condom on because you don't want to, listen, the condom is to protect my pussy from your cock and to protect your cock from my pussy. You feel me? If I have a dirty pussy, put a condom in and it's not as, you know what I mean? It's like you're protecting your cock. It's like wearing gloves. Or it's like you have a dirty dick, put a condom on, and I won't be it's that idea. Not really, but yeah, really. If you have a dirty dick, how do you fuck a bitch? If you have a dirty pussy, how do you fuck a cock? What do dirty cocks and dirty pussies do when they're dirty? Chance would know. I don't know. Ask him. We're still cleansing ourselves. I'm also waiting. When Okama gives me the word, I'm out of this bitch. I gotta like power walk to get pizza. So that's telling you exactly my exact location. She'll be over there. Don't go there. Oh, and by the way, Sunday is the day. There's always a lot of people wondering about Sunday. It's the church whores come out. But it's also the people who are nursing their hangovers from last night. They'll be meandering the streets like zombies. It's always hilarious to see who's walking around on Sunday. Oh, there you are doing your walk of shame. If you didn't stay in the hotel at the Marriott or at the Indigo, you probably, were crashing at somebody's condominium and you're doing the walk of shame. Posted outside Mama's Deli like a hooker. I feel bad that I didn't pay Chance cash because since he's hooking, he deserved a little bit of coin. But anyways, I do need to go. And I thank you so much for being here. And you were wrong because he did show his face. You said I would never see him again, and I believed you. And I'm a little disappointed. But it's good. It's good that I saw him. I'm going to go too. Let's go. Let's just go. You go, I go. Let's all go live our lives, and then we'll regroup. Okay, bye.